should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't, for ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experienced the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
This is Eric Conley, the founder of Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, our substance abuse treatment goes beyond mere recovery. It's about reclaiming lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Our dedicated facility is more than just a place of healing. It's a beacon of hope for individuals seeking to reintegrate into society and thrive in their work, family, and community roles. Our team is ready to help. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s, and now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hannon with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and does not provide tax advice.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. Known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander and an image of all four TMA boys across the front. The Banty Brew, a refreshing ale made with white wheat, brown coriander, and fresh whole oranges. Head to any Salt and Smoke location today to try the TMA Banty Brew. Must be 21 or older to consume or purchase. See the can at TMASTL.com and find a participating location to try it for yourself. Brought to you by Charlottesville Brewery and Winery in St. Genevieve, Show Me Beverages, and Salt and Smoke. Find out more at TMASTL.com.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's Sports Talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst biggest name show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
707 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome to the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. 7 o'clock hour. Get involved on the program by calling in. Collier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA. And you are welcome to text into the Schaefer Door Company text inbox 314-881-TMA5 and email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Doug, welcome to the pennant race.
Well, not making up any ground, though. Certainly playing better baseball.
Nice.
Last couple of weeks, 2 out of 3 in New York, 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee.
Where are the Cardinal haters now?
Nothing to sneeze about.
636-9004-TMA. Where are they?
I don't know. They've disappeared. They've cowered. They're cowards. Every last one of them is a coward for not standing with this ball club. We knew, and no one else seemed to, that this club has what it takes to run the table, to go all the way if necessary. And now the people that doubted us, they're cowards. They're shrinking the corner.
Soft!
What are you going to say tomorrow if they lose?
Well, we'll talk about Missouri's game against Buffalo.
Yeah. We'll sweep it.
Good morning.
We'll sweep it under the rug.
Check the MLS schedule, fixture table.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Mets have won how many in a row now? 7. They're asking no quarter and giving the top 6 or 7 teams in the wild card race all won again.
That's right.
Most of those 2 in a row.
Not the Giants. They are starting to ask for quarter, but give none.
Yeah, they're not giving anything. They've lost 4 straight.
Doug, where would this team be if Luke and Baker had been up for all year?
Think about that.
Well, I think they'd be better than they are now. I don't know why he doesn't DH every night. Maybe spell Goldschmidt at first base once a week or so. I don't know why you don't want to look at him. He's certainly been the best hitter you've had at AAA. You would think that would earn you a
What do you have, 3 home runs
shot.
at Memphis, and now he's hit
2 years in a row. He's hit more than 30 home runs there.
I said 3.
Jordan Walden balloon party is on its way.
All right.
Jake Reynolds, how about this? Morning, boys. Have a great day, everyone.
Gosh, it's so nice to hear that from him. Just when we were getting
Milagro
down,
Tequila Listener of the Month. Jen never has posted that in the YouTube chat.
She doesn't care about us. She doesn't care about our welfare.
She didn't even know she won, probably.
I would agree with that.
No. Who will break the news to her?
Jackson, did you?
She's been emailed.
What'd she say? Thanks.
I didn't email her. I assume Jesse did.
Nice.
But no one shows up at her front door or anything. It presents her with a
This isn't like
prize. Or,
Publishers Clearinghouse.
Ed McMahon would show up at your door. Here's $1 million.
Big check and balloons.
Yeah.
It's probably a little invasive. I don't know if a lot of people, you'd knock on the door with $1 million check and someone just wouldn't answer the door.
Maybe that'd be a nice little thing for us. Nice little marketing to actually do that. Show up at someone's door.
All right.
With maybe get Rockio to play the tuba in the background.
That'd be fun. Brass band.
Right.
Like we go barnstorming.
Mm-hmm. Barnstorming. Here's your prize. Here's your reward.
111 people. 118 now. I mean, it's just going up, Doug. 118 people in the YouTube chat. YouTube.com/TMASTL. That's where you can watch us. I think we're boy sluts. I don't know. It's up to you. You can judge.
Well, you guys have that reputation of being very loose.
I am very loose.
Very easy.
I'm very loose.
You have to get drunk first?
No. I'm happy to engage in coitus with the listeners. The issue at this point is my anus is prolapsed, and so before I engage, I have to shove her back up and in there.
Eggplant emoji?
That's what I have to do first, with the eggplant emoji.
Oh, do you get help with that, or can you do it yourself?
There was an adult star. I was kind of a fan of her at the time, and I noticed that was going on, and I felt badly. I mean, how else can you feel?
They
You can't feel
showed
good.
that?
You could just tell that there were probably some issues.
Oh, that's a bad camera angle.
I agree with you on
When you
that.
can tell that the person has a prolapse rectum.
Oh, you're so massive.
Damn near killed him.
Jason Smith says, increase it to 119 viewers. My 9-month-old is also watching.
Oh,
That's
good.
correct. Yeah, that
Okay.
counts for Nielsen.
He does count.
Yep.
We're always looking for younger audiences.
We're big in the 6 to 9 month range.
That's correct. Yeah, they really like the content. Kevin at the lake. has just sent in this. Rise and shine, it's game day with the Chiefs logo. And that really is the story here in St. Louis as the Chiefs open up the season tonight, Doug. And this is it.
Against the Ravens.
Looking for the three-peat. Last NFL team to win 3 straight Super Bowls.
Well, I don't think anyone's won 3 straight, have they? Pittsburgh had a nice little run.
I was thinking if it was going to happen, it would have been the curtain.
The Packers won the
Where's
first
Kerry
2.
Davis?
I don't think anyone's won 3 in a row. 49ers didn't do that, I don't think.
Crowdsourcing. Has anyone won 3 straight Super Bowls?
I don't think so.
They have not. Didn't
No
Green
team
Bay
has
win
won 3
a couple
straight in the
before it was a
Super
Super Bowl?
They won the first 2 Super Bowls.
Kramer's Packers won 3 consecutive championships, an NFL title in 66, followed by Super Bowl wins in 67 and 68. But it wasn't a Super Bowl when they won in 66.
So we're not counting it. Sorry, Pack.
If you're a Chiefs fan and you live in St. Louis, you live in either South County or St. Charles. Thanks, that's Mr. Slave.
Oh, I don't know that you can say that.
I'm a Chiefs fan.
And you do not live in South County or St. Charles?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you consider a fan. I like to watch them because I like Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, and they're a great team to watch.
If they lose tonight, will it bring your dauber down?
No, but I didn't get pissed off when the Rams lost either.
So were you not a Rams fan?
Yeah, I had no... I'm one of those guys that I really don't care if my home team wins or not. I'd like them to win, but if they don't, I don't get upset. When I was younger, like probably in my early 20s, if the Cardinals would lose in a playoff, I'd get upset. But as I got older, I just didn't... You want the home team to win. I was so ecstatic when the Blues won, but I wouldn't have been crushed if they lost.
No. You tend to put things in perspective as you get a little older.
Yeah, it's the same with the Chiefs. I like watching them, but I don't care if they win or lose.
We have an over-under on the Taylor Swift mentions tonight. We're going to see her at every game again.
I think she's in the States for the Eras Tour now, isn't she?
Doug, is she in the States?
I don't know if she's stateside or overseas.
Because my niece got excited. There's a guy that we all know on Facebook. I won't give his name out because he got hacked. But we played golf with him, and on his Facebook page he said, "I've got 2 tickets to Taylor Swift in Indianapolis. Section 102 is great seats right by the stage. I'm asking $400 a pair, or $400 a piece for all 4." And I asked my niece, she goes, "I'm in." So then I DM'd him. He goes, "Yeah, I can't. I just need an email address. She can't call me." I said, "What do you mean, Jesse?" I could give the last name. I said, "You know me. She just wants to call you." And no, just have her DM me. And then I get a friend request from him. I said, "I'm already friends with him." I said, he got hacked.
Oh, yeah.
So luckily I checked on it.
I think that was going around with multiple people.
All the Hoosiers in Warson Woods have Chiefs flags hanging off their single-car garages?
Oh.
It's from the 636. Is that accurate?
Those are older homes with single-car garages when people only had one car.
And they come with Chiefs flags?
A lot of them do now. They didn't used to.
All Iggy's anger is geared towards that golf phone game. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood. He won the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year in 2023.
Yeah.
Well, I'm rooting for myself there. Yes, I care if I win or lose.
And you get upset if you lose this little game?
Not really upset. I said I've thrown my phone a few times, and I think that's why it broke.
You've thrown it because things didn't go well on a video game?
I don't throw it. I just tossed it. I was coming in from outside. I wanted to go in the kitchen, so I threw it toward the couch. It bounced off the couch, bounced off the coffee table, and that was the end of it.
Oh, gosh. Oh!
Good morning, and welcome to the segment of the show where Iggy explains his interactions with strangers and bots on the internet from the day before. It's from the Chicago Ginger.
Well, it wasn't a stranger. It turned out to be he got hacked.
The hacker was the stranger.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was hacked.
Guys, can you get this segment sponsored? A guy I know on Facebook, brought to you by AARP. That's from Tracy Woodson.
Well, most people know him. He's on the fan page, too. But he got hacked, so it's not him.
Okay. All right. I wonder, and I sincerely hope that AI can do something about hacking in the future.
Yeah, it can probably make it more effective.
Oh, I'm sure it could, but it'd be nice if someone could put it to a positive use and stop all that. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
My son's debit card got hacked now. Someone's charging things
Greg
on his
Vaughn.
debit card. Nick Vaughn.
Yeah. Luckily, they cover most of those.
Yeah, they do when they find them, but it just goes on all the time.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be harder now, except for you do have your credit card on certain, like I have it on Amazon, they have it on file and other places. And you think that's secure enough, you can't hack into an Amazon, but remember in the old days, they had the carbon copy and they go and just get the carbon copy and try to get an imprint of your number.
Mm-hmm. There's probably an Amazon employee somewhere who might have access to that credit card number.
That's why I do it, but I'm still leery about having my credit card on my computer.
A guy I know on Facebook with a side of WNBA engagement farming is my bet for what's next. That's from Dogtown Ty. People are trying to guess what's on our dossier.
It's not really a dossier.
Yeah, it is.
It isn't.
It is a dossier. And a good one at that.
I just don't think it is.
Maybe AI can push rectums back in. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood.
Probably not that.
Man, that was such a good story about his Facebook interactions. Jackson should put it straight on TMA all day. That's from Mr. Licks.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you people to watch out if there's people selling Taylor Swift tickets because they're big and you figure $400 for that close to the stage, pretty good price.
He's not on the fan page. He no longer listens. That's from the Loomster. I don't know what we're talking about right now.
Well, you don't know who I'm talking about. I didn't give his name.
Facebook friends are stupid.
Chuckles isn't a big Facebook guy.
If I gave his name out, you'd all know who he is.
Well, why can't we hear his name?
You're like dangling this carrot.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if he wants his name out there.
Okay. But boy, did he ever get hacked.
It was a story that happened that, you know, if I wouldn't have went through all that to say, well, let her call you.
And so the hacker just
DM back and forth, and she would have lost $1,600.
The hacker just assumes that you'll happily send him all the money for these.
But I didn't know he was a hacker.
I know. I'm just saying that the hacker just assumes, and probably somebody did, happily send him the money for the Taylor Swift tickets that didn't exist.
Probably. But I did put on his Facebook page. I said, "Be careful. He's been hacked.
Oh.
So don't buy these tickets."
You waved the caution flag.
Yeah, I helped him. I don't want anybody to get screwed.
No.
I know exactly who you're talking about. He's on our softball team, and he got hacked at the game on Thursday. Doug, is our show for like 3 people?
It seems like it.
Starting to wonder about it.
Diggy and 2 guys on the fan page.
Is that the Loomster?
That's the Loomster.
Yeah, because he does play softball with the Loomster. So he's correct.
Why must we talk in code?
We're not.
Get his name out there.
Me and ED know who we're talking about. So he's real.
But what about the other
AD, the guy on Casey?
ED.
ED. Doug,
ED.
Ed. Jinx Coke.
Eric Dieterson.
We're supposed to know who that is?
That's Loomster.
Okay.
Are you Phil Elfrink?
It's the first time I've heard his name.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know many people's real names other than their texting names, but I do know him.
Okay.
I do know he's the Loomster.
All right. Oh, brother.
Sorry, I've knocked it off the rails this early.
Well,
we were going to just break down like the Chiefs. I mean, is Kelsey going to get as many touches now? I don't know.
Boy, I sure don't.
Who's going to fill in for Hollywood Brown tonight?
That guy has been running second string. Yeah, they think he can play a little bit.
They like Worthy.
He's ready.
Loomster's not happy he gave his full name now.
Why? I didn't give his full name out. I just said he plays softball
I think you
with
did say his full
He said
name.
Eric Diedrichsen.
Doc
him.
season.
Oh,
Is this Doc season? Who's that sponsored by?
Just started.
My God, you were at the Lisa Ann dating game, and everybody knew who you were.
Yeah, we all have names.
You just doxed the Loomster live on air. That's from Maxwell Hung.
Who doesn't know who he is?
I didn't.
He's one of the few.
I would hope for the sake of our business, 99+% of the audience has no idea who he is. If like a large number of people know who he is, we probably got a problem. We might need to look in the mirror.
Oh.
Jackson, I'll focus on Balloon Party. Heretofore.
Well, I don't think it's going to hurt you, because I don't think anybody knows how to spell your last name anyway.
Tough one to spell?
Yeah.
Well, what can you do just with somebody's name?
Nothing. They just like to complain.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even him that complained. It was somebody else that complained.
Absolutely.
Maxwell Hung?
Why do you care?
Maxwell Hung, why do you care? 636-9004, TMA, Collier and Thompson phone lines. Those with the 636 area code taking Hoosier flags, talking Hoosier flags, hanging from homes, really need to take a long look in the mirror and ask yourself, maybe I'm the Hoosier. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Oh. That sounds like a good game to play. Maybe I'm the Hoosier. Take a series of questions and answer them honestly.
Meet these following criteria. How many tap-out shirts do you currently own?
That's a sign?
No, why with the lips? Why the?
Yeah, the lip. You catch that? I caught that.
And it's like, it might as well be the North Star.
Oh, no fooling.
Yeah.
Loomster's leaving the show.
That's it? He's out?
We had a great run, fellas. I'm going to start texting the Steven Diener UAP podcast. Bye. Loomster's gone.
Well, maybe if you're behaving in such a way that's so vile that if your name gets out there, you got to leave. Maybe you're the Hoosier.
I just don't get it. You all know our name. Why do we have to keep you secret?
Doug, what is the law of the land? What is the law of as you call it, the commission, the Federal Communications Commission?
I don't call it the commission. I don't know. I think if someone regularly communicates with the show, I wouldn't think it's out of bounds to say the person's name. I don't know why you are automatically legally given anonymity, no matter how you behave or interact with the show.
It's not an FCC violation to mention somebody's name on the show.
No, I wouldn't think so. Otherwise, wouldn't everybody on the Cardinals and Blues and every other sports team get upset that, oh my God, you mentioned my name when I struck out?
Yeah, I think doxing comes when you start releasing phone numbers or home address, stuff like that.
Well, I would never do that.
No. Where does this fellow live exactly?
I have no clue, actually.
No, I don't know.
Never been to his house.
No,
Horse
I
and
haven't.
Woods.
Oh.
Which I believe Mr.
Oh,
Licks,
does he really live in Horse and Woods?
I have no idea, but Mr. Licks yesterday said that if you squint hard enough, it looks like a budget-friendly Ledoux.
That's not a bad explanation,
You have to squint. Like I'd have to get allowed on the north side of Manchester, and then I'd just squint at Orson Woods, and I go, oh, this is like a budget-friendly Ledoux.
I think so. The houses would look, 25% larger.
Well, it's like remember the 3D art from like the early aughts, where like if you crossed your eyes, you could see a different picture within the picture. I think it's the same idea.
That's what it does.
Okay. Orson Woods residents are going to be upset by this because they live in a very nice bedroom community.
What about the residents of Webster and Cottleville, because they're engaged?
Yeah, they're in a war.
Yeah, they just don't like each other. I'm not sure why.
What would be the high school for Cottleville? Excuse my ignorance. Okay.
Home of the Vikings?
Spartans.
Francis Howell's the Vikings. Central is the Spartans.
It's Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've beaten Webster before in some sort of sporting match.
Yeah, maybe.
Statesman.
Maybe. It's a long ride.
Beautiful basketball gym at Webster Groves. Really cool.
Oh, Roberts Gymnasium.
Yeah, really cool one. Where like all the seating's on one side.
Looks like they could have filmed some of Hoosiers there.
Yeah. Kirkwood has a cool gym too.
Hey, wacko, your Chiefs flag fell off your garage and is laying on top of your bass boat. That's from the 636.
Any of you fellas have a bass boat?
All cigarette boats.
No, but they're not cheap, so if you got a bass boat, you got some money, because they're about $50,000, $60,000 for a good bass boat.
Are they really?
Lease that thing. Aggressive leasing packages.
Why would they be called a bass boat? It's not the only kind of fish you can catch off that boat.
Yeah, but that's usually the only tournaments there are, bass tournaments. You don't see trout tournaments.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just always bass tournaments.
Okay.
St. Louis rules.
Maybe I want a trout boat. Can't get one.
They don't make trout boats.
I think this guy wants to try the case on behalf of the Loomster. Okay. So you protect the Facebook guy's name, but then you turn around and give the Loomster's real name. Moron. That's from the 314.
Well, because this guy got hacked. So I don't want anybody going to his page and then trying to
hack him again.
And maybe he didn't know he was hacked, so I don't want to. If the Loomster's upset that I gave out his name, what's going to happen today? Somebody's going to call you. Hey, heard your name on the show. I'm going to bother you every day.
Ned Reynolds is going to call him up.
How are they going to get your phone number?
So you think Ned Reynolds was listening, and now he's trying to find a number for this fellow?
Hey, are you the Loomster? You want to come on the show?
Is Ned still working at all?
Yeah.
He is.
He's still doing the show.
Nice.
He's still on the sports? And how old do you think he is?
He's got to be 90.
90?
Really?
There can't be anyone doing local sports at age 90. There can't
They
be.
can get an age.
He's in his 80s, I know that.
Because the average age is about 30, probably.
Born January 9th, 1941. So that would make him...
83?
83.
Gosh, that might be a record nationwide, too. If he's still working.
He's still doing the show every morning, I believe.
Radio show now, we're talking.
Yeah. Oh, he retired from TV.
He's got a Twitter account. Does he tweet a lot? Does he tweet takes on the Bears?
I would think not.
He must be in awfully good health.
He's tweeted a hell of a lot more recently than I have, minus gifts, of course.
He's doing a lot of polls. He's doing a lot of crowdsourcing.
Yeah.
Is that different than engagement farming?
Yes. Yeah, and fair, like you could, like a Twitter poll could actually be, I guess, somewhat useful.
I love a good Gallup poll.
Yeah, that's, but it seems like it's all he posts. Like,
That's-
will USA men's basketball beat Serbia Sunday?
Getting ready for his show, probably.
I took a poll on my Twitter account. They like Serbia. What do you think? 969, Jock.
Each poll has like 20 votes. So I don't know how.
I'll hand it to a guy who's 83 and still out there.
Absolutely.
Hitting it. I don't know if that means local news pays so poorly that you still have to work at 83.
Yeah, seriously, Doug.
Or if he just likes it so much and wants to keep active.
No,
I mean, that's a great thing.
He retired from TV. Or they told him to retire. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
The guy didn't take a vacation for like 20 years. He was afraid that somebody would be better than him when he was on vacation. They'd keep him.
Oh, well. That's a pretty big assumption on your part.
Getting Wally piffed like that?
Yeah, kind of.
Very few people can be on local news.
That's right.
Although it did happen to somebody out in L.A. Brent Musburger was a sports guy at like KCBS out there. This is going way back.
Is this Jim Hill?
No, this is going probably even way back before Jim Hill. And the news anchor went on vacation, and they said, Brent, how about you do the news and the sports, or just the news? And he was so good, they said, all right, you're the new news guy.
That wrapped it up.
Yeah.
He's got it made out there in Vegas. When I went to the Circus Sportsbook.
Did you see him at...
They have, like, above the big sportsbook there.
Yeah,
at the
Veasan.
Yeah, it's like his studio, and
Yeah.
it's like a shrine. Like,
Yeah.
it's above the sportsbook. Like, everyone can see him. Like, it's really cool.
He's got to be close to 83 himself.
I might take the over on that.
I'm going to take the under and feel really good about it. But now I'm a little concerned by Jackson wanting the... Whew, Doc, this is a scary moment. 85.
85. Still
He's a
good.
Northwestern guy.
Yeah. Gosh, he was so good. He was so good.
Well, he's been married since 1963. How about that?
6'2".
Tall drink of water.
Yeah. And originally from like Montana or something.
Portland, Oregon, it says.
Oh, because I guess he worked in Montana. Because he went from like Montana to Chicago or something.
Yeah, he was friends with Dame Time.
Greg Marisek, you got to be really good friends with him. He came in a couple times. I don't know what he was taping, but he needed a studio when he was in town, and he came by 590 and taped in the back studio a couple of times. And Greg got to be pretty good friends with him.
He was raised in Billings, Montana, Doug, but his Wikipedia page says he's credited with coining the phrase March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, trademark that?
The NCAA probably owes him so much money because you can't even use March Madness.
Not if he
anymore.
didn't trademark it.
Well, I bet the NCAA trademarked it before he ever could.
Probably.
Because now you can't even use. It's like the Super Bowl. Like you can say like the big dance, but you can't say
that's so dumb.
March Madness.
It is our Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. I was out there yesterday, Doug, talking it over with Ryan Seiberg in the service department. And, boy, what an operation they run. Now, we know that. But I said to him, I've had a number of people. I was over at 100 West Dental before that and made an introduction with Dr. Brandon Pryor and Jamie Burkhardt via text. I said, hey, they're right across the street. And I'm telling you, nobody does it better. And I said to Ryan Seiberg, I said, everybody who goes to you guys raves about it. I'm trying to figure out what the deal is. And he goes, we just treat them well. You know, it's not an irritation when you come in to do business with us. We got to take care of you. And I'm like, God, it's very basic.
It's refreshing.
But any business can apply that refreshing approach. That's what they do at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Whether you're buying, whether you're leasing, whether you're looking for new or pre-owned vehicles, or you need to get your car serviced, even if you didn't get it from Munganess, go to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And Doug is wearing a hat.
I just put on the Alton Toyota hat right
how do you
now.
do?
Fits like a glove.
Does fit like a glove.
Like Gangster Pete. Turn it the other
turn it
way.
upside down. You look like Gangster Pete. Yes.
Backwards?
Yeah, that's
Well,
a
then you
Gangster
don't
Pete.
see the Alton Toyota.
Yeah, but you look like Gangster Pete.
I want to see Alton Toyota. Jamie Burkhardt gave me that hat.
It's a sharp look.
Yeah. I could probably loosen it up a little bit so it fit over my big fat head.
What size head do you have, boy?
It's like 7 3/4 or something.
That's big.
It is big.
Brent Musburger went to St. Gabriel's until second grade. That's
He
the total
didn't.
package. I had no idea.
He didn't.
God,
One of the
me,
all-time greats.
McLaughlin, Zanaboni, and Musburger. It's kind of like the Missouri School of Journalism at this point, St. Gabriel's.
Birthplace of sportscasters. The cradle of sportscasters.
Ryan Cyber go to St. Gabe's?
I think he did, up until fourth grade.
Mhm. Howard Cosell did not go there, right?
I don't believe so. I think he was St. Raphael's.
I think he was Block Yeshiva.
I was once in a bass fishing tournament. We went to weigh in, which was at a restaurant, and a fraternity had some event where everyone was drunk. Some guy passed out with bath water running and locked the door. Water was running from his room through the restaurant ceiling. We got in third place. Some Dingle My Berries.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah, I like those stories. Third place is not bad.
Should have put more rocks in the fish.
Well, Pale was definitely grinding on at least 3 busboys at Milo's last night, screaming, "Let's go Chiefs." This has been confirmed. That's from Caleb Mandrake's stepdad.
Yep.
You were grinding on busboys at Milo, screaming, "Let's go Chiefs."
Yeah, most weekdays, and especially weekdays in which football isn't on, I love going to Milo's.
Yeah, be
the
kind of
outdoor
odd.
patio, and I like to grind on the bus boys.
Be kind of odd grinding, saying, "Let's go Chiefs," and they're not playing.
Right, but that's how I like to do it.
You play bocce there?
Yeah, some people zig, I zag. So yeah, it's nights on the hill, summer nights on the hill.
Yeah, it gets wild there, doesn't it?
Jackson, please trash St. Louis Chiefs fans on Balloon Party today. Be the hero this city needs. That's
no problem.
The Hunchback of On Castle.
Absolutely no problem.
Why would
Be
anyone
my pleasure.
care if someone else roots for the Chiefs?
Hunchback of On Castle wants Jackson to be the hero the city needs.
As Kobe Bryant once said, you weren't in the gym shooting with us. You were shooting with us in the gym.
And what does that mean exactly?
You weren't there when the Rams were terrible. You weren't there supporting the local team. They moved. You didn't care. And now the Chiefs are good, and you have a couple buddies who root for the Chiefs because they're also turncoats. And now you're falling in with the crowd. I won't stand for it.
But this is a little bit of a special occasion in that we had our team ripped away from us, and now we have nobody to root for. And if you like NFL football, it's nice to have a rooting interest somewhere.
I would call this a test. This is testing the people. You get your team ripped away. Are you still loyal to the soil, or are you a turncoat?
Loyal to the soil. Did you like
Gosh, you stop this kind of talk.
that? Loyal to the soil.
Listen, if you can make a purchase of a jersey that has the NFL emblem after they stole the team from this fair city, and did us that dirty, then if you can sleep at night, God bless you.
Well, I could see how people could fall on both sides. So some people so hurt and bummed out by it that they don't want anything to do with the NFL, and some other people who don't take it quite so seriously just want to have a team to root for, and the Chiefs are the best team going, and they're somewhat close. You can be both.
It's a test.
Are you loyal to the soil?
I guess not. Because if I had a team to root for, I guess it would be the Chiefs. I don't know who else I'd root for.
The Chiefs don't care about St. Louis, and their players especially don't. Kelsey said in an interview he did not want to play in St. Louis. Check it out. Doug, the A-Town dropout, has sent in a quote. I was kind of like bummed when I saw the Missouri number, and then all of a sudden I answer it, and it's Coach Reed. And it's just the most exciting thing. It went from like, I get to play for Coach Reed because I had heard so much good things from everybody in the Eagles organization that my brother was tied to.
Okay.
Yeah, we've played that audio before. Because he sees the Missouri number pop up, and he's like, expletive. And then he answers, and it's the Chiefs, and he becomes happy.
Oh.
Jackson, there's room in the Bills Mafia. There's a meetup in the Mound City for every game. Come along and sit on my face while we watch the games.
I root for
From the
teams.
Shrewsbury Seat Sniffer.
I root for teams that say St. Louis across the chest, and I root for teams that say Missouri across the chest.
And that's it.
With a block M.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. I can't.
How about
I can't
the NBA?
Fake investment.
What about the
I'm
NBA?
just a fan of the association. I'm just a fan of the logo.
So if the Chiefs put Missouri in the front of their jersey, you'd root for them?
Nope.
You just said Missouri and St. Louis.
All right, let me change that. Mizzou.
Fight Tiger.
Yeah. All right. Well, a team like the Packers has fans all over the country. I'm sure they don't care much about their fans in Florissant.
Yeah, but if you're from Topeka, Kansas, and you want to root for the Packers, not like you had a team before and they were taken.
If you didn't go to Missouri, would you still root for Mizzou?
Absolutely.
Why not Kansas City? Aren't they Mizzou closer to Kansas City than St. Louis?
Kansas City, there's plenty of people from Kansas City who love Missouri, University of Missouri.
But I'm saying, if you didn't go to Mizzou and you still root for Mizzou, even though they're an hour and a half away from us, why wouldn't you root for Kansas City?
Because I'm not from Kansas City. I'm from St. Louis. And proud of it.
And loyal to the soil?
Better believe it.
But Columbia's not in St. Louis.
Right, but I went to school there.
I said if you didn't go to school there.
My brother went to school there. It's...
Nobody went to school there. Would you still vote for Mizzou?
For heaven's sakes.
Yes.
Like Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson.
Yes, I'd still be... I guess. I don't know. That's a hypothetical. I've never lived, so I don't know. But I would assume I would still be a Missouri fan, yes.
I was just at Schnucks and saw Chiefs cupcakes on display for the opener. Call her Ellen. She says it's icky.
She's not happy with that.
Just trying to take advantage.
There are certain players and coaches that capture the imagination of the public that can make you a fan of a team that you weren't a fan of before. Iggy's a huge fan of Caitlin Clark now. He didn't used to root for the Indiana Fever, but he does now. That's okay.
Yeah, because of her. I'm an Indiana fan. I'm a fan of hers. But I like watching Patrick Mahomes. I'm a big fan of Caleb Williams, so I'll start watching Chicago Bears football.
This is such a blowhard take. It's been almost a decade. Give it up. Some strap-on number 18, the 18th strap-on.
A decade, 20 years, 30 years, 4 years, it won't make up for, all the wonderful memories I had watching games with my brother and my dad and all the fun times we had even when the team stunk. And then when I turned 17 years old or almost turned 18-year-old, the team leaves. My favorite thing in the world leaves. That's just not, I don't care if it's a decade or 80 years. It still hurts. It still sucks. And we still don't have NFL. So every Sunday when everyone gets to watch their favorite team, we're left with nothing. I don't give a damn if it's been a decade.
It's still a wound.
Strap-on 18, Jackson has responded.
It's still a wound that's festering for you.
It sucks. And it's the domino effects after the fact have really hindered St. Louis's ability to expand. I know it's a small part in the equation, but it's still a part. So no, I'm not going to just give it up.
Well, this man needs to get out of St. Louis and experience a better city. That's from Strap-on 18. Jackson, are you going to move?
I went to a school 2,000 miles away my freshman year.
Florida Gulf Coast University, and that's in Naples.
Yeah, I experienced it, liked
Fort
it,
Myers, Doug.
but wanted to switch it up, came back closer to home, and happy I did it. I'm not closed off to moving somewhere, but I'm not going to just root for a team just because I don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to get invested in a team, I get all the way invested.
And there are other people that actually like St. Louis. We'd learned Adam Wainwright moved back here.
Yeah.
He lives here full time.
Right.
When he's not playing hockey in Vegas. There's a lot to like about St. Louis.
Adam Wainwright moved back to St. Louis full time?
Really?
And playing hockey in Las Vegas. I don't follow what the hell's going on.
Well, I guess he's got homes here and there.
You talking about Petrangelo?
I am, yeah. I mixed them up yesterday, and I mixed them up again today. Why? Damn it, why?
Why? You know what? I think why is one of my favorite drops, and I don't know the origin of it.
Isn't that,
why do those two names? Do I keep having dyslexia with those two
They're both cute, tall boys.
I guess they played at the same time.
Doug, you're so freaking old.
I know. Tell me about it.
Strap-on 18 is dropping this in a Chiefs jersey. That's from Johnny Johnson. He believes Strap-on 18 is wearing a Chiefs jersey while he's listening to the show.
I suppose at this point, you could be 12 or 13 years old. You could be a 6th or 7th grader and have no memory at all of the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
So this Chiefs thing is going to get worse before it gets better.
You're telling me.
Why?
Yes.
Why? Because people like that.
Do you know the origin of that?
Isn't it that preacher who is going around and he's like, why? Why? They've made a super cover. He just keeps saying it.
And it helps if you say, damn it, why?
It's like a mega church thing, I think. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't remember being upset when the Cardinals went to Phoenix. They had to still be here when I was a kid, the Hawks. When did they leave St. Louis?
68.
Yeah, because I remember being in my backyard, and I would be playing by myself, and I'd be playing a game. Zelmo Beatty,
so
Connie Hawkins.
Doug, I know you were a kid for the Hawks thing. Did you cover the Cardinals leaving? I know I've probably asked you 100 times.
No, they left right before I got
here. And then the Rams leaving. Any other teams leaving that I've forgotten in that time period?
I've had a number of minor league teams leave.
So, do you recall the reaction? I know it's probably colored in a sense when you're a kid. It may seem a bigger deal. I do remember, even though I was 10, when the Cardinals thing was going on, that there was a big deal. McNary versus Shamel. Bidwell was hated. I do remember that. I think the anger, but maybe it's because I covered it and I was, much closer to the situation in 2015/16, was greater for the Rams, and I cannot speak to the Hawks thing. Was the Hawks thing a big deal at the time? Had just gotten the Blues, right? There was one year where they both were in town together.
Right.
So we had 4 major sports leagues for a year.
And the Blues went nuts with the attendance, selling out every night, and the Hawks attendance tanked. And Atlanta was wide open as an NBA market, so Ben Kerner moved the team there. I don't think I was a kid, so I'm not a good judge of exactly what the community reaction was, but I don't think it's been as bad anywhere as when the Rams left.
Yeah.
Because the Rams had some years where they were as good as any team going. Won a Super Bowl, went to another one, built a dome stadium just for them. Yeah, I think the Rams hurt more than the others.
Did the Hawks win a championship here early?
Yeah, 58.
Yeah.
58.
But they lost all the time to the Celtics in the NBA Finals, right?
After that, yeah. They beat the Celtics in 58, I believe. In 6 games, I think. Bob Pettit had 50 in Game 7. Bob Pettit had like 50 points in Game 7.
Yeah, I have no recollection of them leaving. I remember, as I said, as a kid, in the backyard, being different Hawks players. I don't remember when they left.
I remember being very upset. I remember my brother crying. My older brother was crying because the Hawks left.
Oh, was that right?
But this was at a time when the Cardinals were the best team going, and the Blues were new and exciting. We still had football. It didn't seem like as big a deal as it is now, I guess.
I don't think I ever went to a Hawks game as a kid. I remember my first Cardinal game. My dad took me to a game in the '64 series. I was like 7 is the first Cardinal game I went to.
And just a year or two after, Pete Maravich joined the Hawks. And he had the kind of Caitlin Clark appeal that she's got now, he had then. So who knows, we might still have an NBA team if they just stuck it out another year or two here.
Yeah, they'd have found a way to lose it.
Well, maybe. I don't know if we're big enough to support 4 franchises, maybe 3.
Cardinals, Blues, City, Battlehawks. You sound like an idiot.
Well, talking the major.
Oh!
The 4 majors.
That's kind of smart.
I think the smallest city with all 4 is Minneapolis or Denver, one of those.
I'm trying to remember. The markets are kind of shifting now. They were both right around 15 at one time that have all 4 you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think those are the smallest.
Lost the football Cardinals, lost the Rams, lost the Hawks, lost the Browns, almost lost the Blues.
Yeah. Came very close to losing the Blues.
I have to say that again, I can't speak to the Hawks thing in any capacity, so that's I just have to take that out of the conversation. But having interviewed Gene McNary and Mayor Shamel for my podcast, and we played that. We did like a special episode on Balloon Party. I don't know when we did that, Jackson, a year-ish ago, and just played all the sounds so we could always have that for people as a point of reference. It really sounds like actually St. Louis has more blood on its hands for that than the Rams thing. The Rams thing, at its core, I don't know. I think St. Louis had blood on its hands, and I don't know if it's ever going to get covered. But to a more limited extent than in the 1980s with the Cardinals. I think St. Louis could have kept the Cardinals, and it would have stopped all of the following, for lack of a better term, business sins that took place afterward, whether it be botching the expansion situation, because the NFL actually wanted to be in St. Louis as opposed to Charlotte or Jacksonville, and actually gave St. Louis an additional, I think it was 30 days, you might remember because you covered it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
To get its house in order after awarding the first franchise to the Carolina Panthers. And then, because St. Louis couldn't get its house in order, it gave the Jaguars the franchise. And then St. Louis was in the process of building the Dome, didn't have a team, and so was exposed, bent over the table, had already been wearing a plug, and so was fully gaped. And then the Rams go, well, we have all the leverage in the world, so we're going to put this clause in here that's going to allow us to move if this building isn't in the top 25% of NFL stadiums. And about 4 years after they built the Dome and the Rams moved in 95, the NFL underwent what baseball kind of did in the 90s with a huge amount of new buildings. huge amount of new buildings between, I would guess, 98 and 2003. Or a bunch of buildings were just completely redone. And then you had Jerry Jones build his thing in 2009. So by the time this thing actually went to arbitration, I mean, the Dome was one of the worst buildings in the NFL. Forget about being in the top 25%. But I do believe that Bill Bidwell would have stayed here. Now, Mayor Shamel says otherwise. Gene McNary, who's the county executive, says he absolutely was going to. But Mayor Shamel had political aspirations to be the governor of Missouri, and he was told by... what's the guy I always ask you that? Civic Progress, who was kind of the old money that ran business in St. Louis in the 1980s, said that Shamel was called to a meeting at the MAC with those guys, said if you have any aspirations beyond being mayor of St. Louis, you do not allow this football team to move from the city, as in the city limits of St. Louis. They would have been in Earth City, whether it would have been where Hollywood Casino Amphitheater is or where what became Rams Park is, I'm not sure, but in that area. And then McNary also told me in that podcast that the San Antonio Spurs reached out to him and they wanted to play in that building as well because it wasn't going to be an open-air stadium. So at that point, St. Louis is in the mix now to have the Cardinals, the Blues, the football Cardinals, and the Spurs. And instead, now you have what you have. And that's when Jackson goes into a dark place, and I just lost him. I didn't mean to.
We could have George Gervin here.
The Iceman?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be more excited about the Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili years.
Okay.
Was there another interview?
Well, Wemby.
Imagine having Wemby right now. God.
Okay, don't get upset, pal. Come on, be loyal to this.
Hissing all over A.J. McCarron.
The Eiffel Tower.
Nice.
Was there another interview on your podcast that said that San Antonio thing never happened? Or the commissioner told somebody that's wrong, that was never going to happen?
Jay Nixon was on my podcast, the former governor, and he told a story in which he scheduled a meeting with David Stern, and his proposal was to, I don't know if it was an expansion team, I don't know if it's the franchise that eventually became the Grizzlies, I don't recall, it's on the podcast, but he said he wanted to split the 41 home games with St. Louis and Kansas City, because the Kings at one time split with Kansas City and Omaha before moving to Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
So that was his idea. So Stern sits down with him in his office in New York. He goes, hey, I'm aware of what your idea is. He goes, that's not going to happen, but we still have 59 minutes. So that kind of wrapped it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, going to the Crocky thing, and somebody, the A-Town dropout, wanted me to give my opinion on this Chiefs thing. So to lay the foundation for my observation, what the mistake is nationally regarding St. Louis and the NFL is that St. Louis lost the Rams. I think St. Louis lost the Cardinals. The Rams moved because Stan Kroenke, of the three owners who were in a position to move, to relocate to L.A., Kroenke was the only one liquid enough to privately finance that building. And then therefore, Kroenke and Jerry Jones and Roger Goodell, who really works for those guys, were going to do whatever they could to make sure Kroenke got into L.A. And I don't think, contrary to what the narrative is in St. Louis, I don't think that was an anti-St. Louis thing. That was, he can privately finance it. If Dean Spanos was the guy who could privately finance it, the Chargers would have been the team to be the top in Los Angeles versus the renter. If Mark Davis, even, I think, for as goofy as, that franchise's relationship has been with the NFL and his dad suing the league, if Mark Davis was liquid enough to do it, I think they would have made sure he was in there. But that's what it was all about. That wasn't a St. Louis thing. The one part of the whole story that I just, for the life of me, I don't get is why they had to crap all over St. Louis on the way out the door. I just don't get that. Because it was going to happen whether he did that or not.
That's why I'm so scorned.
But then, but when you see kids wearing Chiefs jerseys or fans wearing Chiefs jerseys, I don't care. To answer, I think it was A-Town Dropout who asked for my opinion on it, since I really hadn't been talking about it. I mean, that's up to them. And furthermore, most people, God, probably 90. I mean, if you listen to TMA, maybe you're aware of it. I don't know how much it's been talked about on other shows. Clark Hunt was on that committee for the relocation to L.A. There were 6 owners. He was one of them, and he was the only one who voted for the Rams to move to Inglewood. Now, the guise was that he didn't want to have two teams in L.A. in the same division as the Chiefs. But I mean, in my opinion, hey, it's business. He has every right to do it. God bless. He made more money doing it. He knew it would happen. They would then move into the St. Louis market and acquire a bunch of Chiefs fans. So God bless. That's why I would absolutely, under any circumstance, I would not pull for the Kansas City Chiefs unless I have money on them, and I rarely am doing that. So that's where I am. But if everybody else in St. Louis wants to do it, then God bless them. I couldn't care any less what who people choose to cheer for. But I was pretty close to the fire on that thing for a few years, whether it be my conversations with Demoff. But it kind of came down to something as simple as this. Stan Kroenke had the money. He could privately finance it. He also had the out legally. And that's why he did it. And people can say, well, he didn't have the out. He was sued. And maybe they would have won. I think they probably actually would have won the lawsuit. Or I think they had the NFL's balls against the wall. I do think that, because the NFL wouldn't have wanted that to play out over the course of a trial with all of the depositions. I know the people who deposed Jerry Jones. I think they did it on his yacht, actually. And you might be surprised to hear this. He wasn't really affable during the deposition.
Wouldn't think.
But it comes down to Stan Kroenke was the one who was in a position to privately finance it, and therefore, so St. Louis, the bad beat is St. Louis did not have its house in order in the early 1990s, and so then brought Stan Kroenke in for the expansion effort that eventually failed, because Kroenke could help them get, 25%, I think, at that point?
Something like that, yeah.
And that's how he got involved in the NFL, and then he eventually became Georgia Frontier's minority shareholder, and had right of first refusal. Mark Lamping will tell anybody who asks, one of the most substantial moments in the history of St. Louis is Shad Khan being on the verge of being the owner, and how great of a man he is, and how great of a business owner he is, and how great of a franchise steward he is for the Jaguars. And then it flipping in the 11th hour when Kroenke exercised his right of first refusal, and how that changed the world. Now, at the time, and I feel obligated to highlight this because it did happen, there was a story that Shad Khan was buying the Rams, which was accurate, he was. Then Kroenke had the right of first refusal. The blatant racism that took place for that period of time when people thought that Shad Khan was going to buy the Rams was, and hey man, that was 15 years ago, so it wasn't that long ago, was, I mean, it was stunning. It was stunning. But I guess, hey, at least a white guy got him, right?
Yep. Mustached.
Yeah. One mustache for another.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's what went down.
I suppose big picture in the league, it worked out perfect. Worked out perfect for the NFL as a whole. They got the richest maybe one of the richest owners in the league, building a brand new gorgeous stadium in L.A., got a team in the second market, two teams in the second market, and left St. Louis in the rearview mirror that they don't care much about anymore.
Correct.
So it worked out well for them. No one else in the country gives a hoot except those who live in St. Louis.
That's right. The richest owner.
Yeah. Now,
American sports.
If you were a football fan in San Diego, would you still root for the Chargers? If you were from Oakland, would you now switch to the 49ers?
There is a hatred from San Diego to Los Angeles that, I guess it was kind of probably like what it was, maybe not as extreme, because I mean they're kind of different cultures. With the Chiefs, Kansas City and St. Louis, kind of the little brother thing. Now it's not, but because I was there, I went to the San Diego Chargers town hall meeting in San Diego in 2015, I guess it was, and I recall asking people. I said, "Well, I mean, they're only going to be. I mean, you never know what the traffic's going to be, but theoretically, it's only like 120 miles, I think. I mean, it can take forever depending on the traffic." But they're like, "Hell no, L.A." FLA, under no circumstances. Their anger toward Dean Spanos was comparable to St. Louis's anger toward Stan Kroenke. The only difference was Spanos had been trying to get a stadium there for like 15 years, and that was 2015, so going back to 2000, whereas the Kroenke thing was relatively new. In Oakland, when I went to that one at the Paramount Theater in downtown Oakland, Mark Davis comes on the stage, and all those guys dressed up in costumes are cheering for him. And what a strange contrast this is.
Right.
The guy who's going to move the franchise is your hero. You know, can you imagine if Stan Kroenke would have stood up on the stage after Big Al had pleaded his case?
You think Kroenke's been back to St. Louis? No. Since he left? I'm sure he wouldn't tell anyone if he had. I don't know what business he would have here, but he's certainly got business ties all over everywhere. I just wonder what kind of reception he would get if the Cardinals had him throw out the first pitch at a game or something like that. Wouldn't that be interesting to see?
Dan, you're an ass.
A lot of cleaning up of the field.
Yeah.
Let me ask Tim and Doug, because I've forgotten. I know it had a lot to do with when they lost the expansion team. They gave them 2 weeks or a month to figure it out. I know they weren't happy with people that were trying to get it done, weren't happy with Jerry Clinton. But what was the big stalemate there? Was it who's going to run this team, who's going to own it? We want Clinton
So
out.
there was a guy named Fran Murray, who I guess when it all, Doug, what's the phrase? All hat, no cattle, or something like that?
He was going to be one of Clinton's partners, and it turned out he didn't have any money. Kind of a flim-flam man.
Right.
And so Clinton...
Not that we've ever encountered anything like that.
Ultimately, Clinton didn't have enough money, I guess, to buy the team. Thought he was going to get help from Fran Murray, and then it turned out that Murray didn't have the money to help him.
I like that term, flim-flam, man. And then, tell me if this is wrong, because this is kind of St. Louis-centric here. They didn't like Jerry Clinton because he wasn't old money. The old money in St. Louis didn't like Jerry Clinton because he wasn't old money. He's like a South City, South County, Lee May, new money guy who didn't like play ball with the, St. Louis Country Club operation.
I think he kind of carried that chip on his shoulder because that's the sense he got coming up through his career. He started as like a dock hand at Anheuser-Busch, and a few years later, he owns Gray Eagle Distributing. He's making more money than he can count. So I think that was more in his imagination than anyone else's.
But yet he couldn't get people with it because there's plenty of money here. It's just silent. I mean, the real money is silent. And he couldn't get them to partner, so then he has to go find the flim-flam man. And Fran Murray was like a Northeastern guy, right?
Well, he did have a group together that included
Walter Payton, ballroom dancing with you.
Walter Payton, Charles Sella, some of the big old money in St. Louis. He did have a group like that ready to go.
But he held the lease on the building, right? That was the thing that fell apart. He held the lease on the building. He wouldn't give it back.
Yeah.
And so that's why the NFL goes, we can't have the infighting in your group and then award you a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to come full circle on it, I don't know what St. Louis realistically could have done with the Rams. Realistically, within the realm of reality, financially, I don't know what could have realistically been done. Although Demoff told me, and I know people go, well, he was lying, but I mean, this was just me and him on the phone. And I said to him, you guys knew you were going to move the moment Stan exercises right of first refusal from Shad Khan. And he goes, that's not true. He goes, we knew we were going to be in a position where we could either move or we would be having a renaissance in downtown St. Louis, and our hope was Sam Bradford was going to do for the Rams what Peyton Manning did for the Colts, because the Colts were flopping around, hence their position to be able to draft Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
And then they draft Peyton Manning, the Colts go off after Manning's rookie season was a disaster, and then they become, Super Bowl champions. Did they ever win a Super Bowl with Manning?
Yeah.
They beat the Bears.
Yeah.
And then they played on another one against the Saints, right? And then he won another one, the onside kick. And then they build Lucas Oil, and then Indianapolis experiences this resurgence. So he knew they were either going to get a stadium in St. Louis or they would have the ability to move. But when the right of first refusal was exercised in 2010, I don't believe they knew what land they were going to acquire in Los Angeles. Then Kroenke buys that L.A., whatever the hell that thing was. Was that a racetrack? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Near the Forum. I mean, it's right across from the Forum. And at the time, they said, well, Stan buys up land all the time. I'm just like, okay, now it's begun.
What he does, he's a developer.
Now it's begun. But I remember the day that happened, Joe Strauss and Brian Burwell were doing a remote working for 920 when we were all there. And they were doing an afternoon drive. And they were doing it from the bar, which is still open, over under on Washington Avenue. And I remember they were scrambling around because they were legitimate reporters, not like take-smiths. And they had the information that he had bought this land. And they're like, anybody who's been running around telling people, that this isn't real, they're about to eat it because he just bought all this land in Inglewood, and it's about to go down. And I remember Strauss and I would have conversations about it quite a bit. Joe and I would talk quite a bit on the phone. And I go, I just don't get why Kroenke doesn't say something. I said, for the life of me, I don't get it. And he goes, well, my understanding is he's not going to say anything because he doesn't want to be here. So there's no reason for him to say anything. That's why he's not going to say anything.
And he can barely speak anyway.
He's very charismatic.
God. It's pretty rare to find somebody that successful who can't put a sentence together. Can't speak in public at all. Pretty rare. Because usually the people with the best communication skills are the ones who rise to the top. And he just doesn't have it at all.
There is no secret plan.
Yeah, There was a secret plan.
Yep.
What gets me, I can understand Kroenke's, as a businessman, wanting to move to the second largest market and make billions more with his franchise. But he's just a mean guy, just in general. What he did to those people in Texas in that ranch there, throwing those almost homeless people living in trailers, a bunch of retirees, forcing them off their land because he needed a ranch the size of Kansas somewhere in Texas. He's done some things that are just downright mean-spirited. That's what gets me more than anything else.
Yeah. I don't know, I never had an interaction with him. I know you tried to use the restroom in Foxborough. And
yeah, thrown out. Thrown out. And then I tweeted it. He had pictures of his henchmen guarding the restroom. I tweeted it. And then on the plane ride back, they go, what are you doing?
Who's they?
The PR guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was artist maybe at the time. He says, what are you doing that for? I mean, we give you a credential, you're riding on the plane for this game? I said, well, I think people deserve to know what goes on.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So that gives you an idea of, hey, we give you a flight, we give you a credential. This is kind of, that's the thing. I remember when I went to, I don't know, I was up on stage, I think it was San Diego, I don't know, either way, they did those town halls. And the NFL's PR guy, who I think is still there, Brian McCarthy, it was he goes, hey, Tim, just wanted to introduce myself. And I go, oh, hi, how are you? I'm Brian McCarthy, the NFL's PR guy. I've been monitoring your Twitter feed. And I'm just, what is this, North Korea?
Seriously?
Like, you're just like trying to let me know. Like, I don't give a damn. What are you guys going to do?
And they're not big enough to not worry about people like us?
And then it was the same thing. And I realize I've told the story before. But when I was going from Oakland to Inglewood to San Diego, whatever, during that October 2015 thing, and Demoff texted me and said, hey, while you're in Oakland, make sure you check out this pizza place. And it was just a way to let me know that he knew.
Silvio Dante.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And he had the thing, I believe, my interview with Inglewood Mayor James Butts canceled because he was going to do an interview. I mean, it was, but again, my miscalculation on it was these guys, and I said it plenty of times on TMA, I'm sure the archives have it, these guys are playing Ivy League high-level poker, and in reality, they weren't. They were just, it was more like a dictator state. We're just going to do this. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be able to do anything. You may sue us. That's fine. $700 million. You can tell people you slayed the dragon. That's wonderful. We've got a Super Bowl in a brand new building. We'll be hosting the Olympics. We're good. Mm-hmm. Kevin Demoff's a god. Kevin Demoff is mentioned as the possible replacement for Roger Goodell.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, it's like what George Carlin used to always say, is that the world is run by those who have the money. It's a big club. It's a small club, and you ain't in it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So anyway, there's my long answer on why I won't be supporting the Kansas City Chiefs. But to make it clear, I'm not under the impression that if Clark Hunt would have taken a stand, that things would have been any different. This thing was done before they took that vote. It just, for me, it's distaste. And I think at its core, I don't know if I would say I have anger so much as I just find it sad. I still believe that St. Louis can truly be great. It was once great. I think if this crap would have gone on in the 1980s, or 90s, I'm not sure that it would have gone down this way. And one could go, well, in the 1980s and 1990s, you had the Bill Bidwell thing happen. This was a different deal. I think there were guys in the 1980s and to an extent the 1990s who were not necessarily in office, but were true defenders of St. Louis. I think Bob Hyland was one of those guys. I think the power of the brewery, locally owned, certainly was a different set of circumstances. And people who had real power beyond St. Louis were involved in city commerce, the region's commerce, and I'm not sure that this would have happened then. But I mean, who was going to stop it in 2015, 2016? I mean, this is an all-out rudderless ship.
Yeah.
So
I wish I shared your optimism about the future of St. Louis.
I look at it through the lens of, at a point, it becomes so optimal for somebody to buy stock, for lack of a better term, and I guess in this case it would be real estate, that allows money to come in. It's not because I just think there's going to be a turnaround and, look at, the soccer team or something like that. It's okay. There's infrastructure here, albeit in disarray, and I'm not saying this is like a year away. I think one of the things that is incredibly important is the best and brightest from St. Louis, who oftentimes after school leave, stay, but there has to be reason to stay. You can't just say, hey, sacrifice your 20s and some of your 30s for St. Louis. That's not a realistic thing. But I think if there can become opportunity, there was a flicker of it in the aughts with Washington Avenue. But I just think all that, you have all those buildings there and infrastructure, I think that there is a possibility. But at the same time, it's going to require real leadership. And as I said, in my opinion, we lack that. Your thoughts are welcome, 314-881-TMA5. Schaefer Door Company, text inbox. You are also welcome to call in, Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004. TMA, and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is online at DesignAirService.com. Seth Goldcamp, Doug, Iggy, and I have been clients for years, and we recommend Seth Goldcamp and his staff. If your air conditioning goes out today and it's around 90 degrees, go to DesignAirService.com and work with Seth Goldcamp at Design Air Heating and Cooling. Official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at DesignAirService.com. Doug, we have a title sponsor, and I've got it as Brown & Crouppen.
That's who it is. That's who it is exactly. If you have been the victim of an injury, of a personal injury case, maybe a distracted driver, that's a very common one that Brown & Crouppen deals with all the time, this is the law firm you need to know about. If you have a potential personal injury case, Brown & Crouppen is the local law firm that is right here to serve you. Been around St. Louis since 1979, started as a small firm, and now it's grown to become one of the largest personal injury firms in the entire Midwest, with more than 250 legal professionals. They've seen all kinds of cases. They know what can win. They know all the local attorneys and how the courts work and how the judges work. They've got you covered. Brown & Crouppen has been there and done that for many years for many, many St. Louisans. So if you think you got a case, here's what you do. You give them a call at 314-222-2222. They'll give you a free evaluation over the phone, or you can come in, I suppose. If they decide to take the case, they work on a contingency basis. That means no upfront costs at all to you. If you don't win the case, if you don't get paid, they don't get paid. But they're used to winning. They've won more tn $1 billion in compensation for their clients. So if you need justice, they can help. If you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, call them. Here's the number again, 314-222-2222, or go to brownandcrouppen.com and make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
Jackson, would you be kind enough to tell us about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies?
I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, you will. I thought you would.
I love talking about Mark Hanna. I love talking to Mark Hanna, and if you start to work with Mark Hanna, I think you'll experience the same thing, where he's such a good guy to talk to, and like at the end of it, you're like, this is the guy in charge of my financial future? Hell yeah. You're going to be like excited because you go into it not really knowing much. I know I was in that same camp where it's like, I don't really know much about what I'm doing here. I know I like save money, but where do I put it? What am I doing here? Mark Hanna walks you through it. 15, 20-minute phone call to start you out, discuss your needs, helps build you out a custom plan, educates you along the way. And then if you have to get in contact with Mark down the road because you have questions, you just want to check up on what's going on, you can always get on the phone with Mark Hanna. He loves talking to his clients. He's so good at conveying his message to his clients. That's what sets him apart in my mind. I love working with Mark Hanna. Call Mark Hanna today.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. That's Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Doug, I was by his office last night, driving by.
Oh, were you?
Went to Grassi's. They got a picture right in the front entrance of Grassi's of Matthew Kachuk there with the chalice because he brought the chalice by Grassi's.
Have they?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful little sandwich shop.
Oh, I'm telling you, Bill. They're listeners at TMA.
Are they?
They're listeners at TMA, and they make a great meatball sandwich. And they have wonderful fries. What are those seasonings they use?
I don't know. I don't know.
Underrated fries. People don't talk enough about their French fries.
We probably should spend about a half hour on Grassi's fries.
Because you get the salad and the fries.
So you think you're eating healthy. I also want a dash of fries.
You take some of the fries with a good seasoning, and you kind of wipe down what's on the inside of the bowl there with the dressing.
The fries are your seasonal veg.
They don't count as a vegetable.
In the Midwest, they do.
French fry is a vegetable.
French fries and mac and cheese.
Oh, gosh.
That's right.
Well, whatever they have at Grassi's is going to be good.
Oh, Bill. Man, it is good. I was there last night. Oh, I got the meatball sandwich.
Oh, did you?
You like when he whispers his orders?
It makes it seem very serious.
Yeah, very
and
naughty.
A little dangerous and naughty.
Boy sluts everywhere. Yeah. Send your emails in. We got that design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. That comes in the 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance, 9 o'clock hour. The Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour, coming your way next. And you're welcome to get involved. Schaefer Door Company, text inbox 314-881-TMA5 and call in Collier and Thompson, phone line 636-9004-TMA. This is the Morning After, and it's presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
John, it's time.
For what?
The kitchen. It was fine when we moved in, but that was when we were poor. Now it's falling apart.
Poor? Just because I didn't support your Zen garden idea doesn't mean we're poor.
These quick fixes the previous owners did just to sell this place is not cutting it anymore.
Okay, let's go.
Where?
To Collier and Thompson. If we're going to do it, it should be done the right way. And honestly, they've got everything we'll need, and I don't want to go to 6 or 7 different stores. What do you say? Babe?
John, they close at 5. You're wasting daylight.
This couple knows what they're doing. Collier & Thompson is first class, top-of-the-line products with high-quality work. If something goes wrong, my guy Matthew will go back and help out. Collier & Thompson remodels kitchens, bathrooms, man caves, office space, bars, wine rooms, even fireplace walls. Their 10,000-square-foot showroom with more than 20 kitchen displays is on Manchester Road in Baldwin, right next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Let Collier & Thompson bring your dream remodel to reality online at collierandthompson.com.
Ready to step your game up to the next level? 5P Academy is the place for any high-level 8 to 18-year-old football player. Based in O'Fallon, Missouri, we have national travel, 7-on-7, and flag football teams with professional coaches. Pre-registration for our 2025 season tryouts in November is open now. Come be a part of the championship-winning 5P family. For more details, email info@5pacademy.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Whether it's pro or college, the app to bet football is Circus Sports Illinois. Circus Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. Circus Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, or in-game, Circus Sports has it. Fund and bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy.
I'm really confused. What are we doing?
With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
It's time to learn the truth.
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim dive into the enduring conspiracy theory that Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, is still alive.
Elvis has left the building.
From misspelled tombstones to sightings at Burger King.
You like that, huh?
Uncover the strange evidence and theories that keep this conspiracy alive on the latest Stupiracy. Watch or listen now on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown & Crouppen, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
I'm gay. Now.
It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT-FM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Right. God knows. Doom, doom, doom.
Sing it, Doug.
There it is. Jay just killed another fence.
Yes, he killed it. Remix. Welcome back to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. It's the 8 o'clock hour. It's the Fisher Window and Door Store. 8 o'clock hour here on TMA. Get involved on the program. 636-900. Let's do some phone calls here.
Okay, sure. Open it up. Clear the lines.
Nice.
Bale. Chairman, clear the lines.
Collier and Thompson phone lines. We just cleared them. Doug just cleared them right there.
Now you can get in.
636-900 for TMA. Text in Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox. 314-881-TMA5 and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. This hour is brought to you by Fisher Window and Door Store, providing you with quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showroom in Brentwood or East Alton, Illinois, or online at fisherwindow.com. That's FISCHER window.com. Iggy, what halls of fame do you have issues with?
What halls of fames I have issues with?
Is it the Missouri one that you don't like?
Oh, Missouri State Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly Chase is going into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. Are you all right with that one? Or
Yeah, that's fine. That's
okay.
Greg Marisek's old one.
Okay. Here is Kelly Chase talking on the opening drive about his love for St. Louis as he goes into the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
I'm most proud of the fact that that I think that now I belong in St. Louis. Like, I feel like I'm a part of the community. I think St. Louis is very gracious, and we talk about it, but we have an instant family once we play on the team there, right? And the fact that now I feel like I'm very well accepted, not just because of hockey, but of accomplishments in helping give back in the community. I feel like that's something that's really important to me, and I think one of the most exciting moments was the day I got traded back, and knew that the gratitude I felt for St. Louis was reciprocated. But I know I loved it. I didn't realize how much the city loved me, and I'm appreciative of that. And I think that, you know, one of the things I'm most proud of is just the fact that I feel like I'm a St. Louis, and I feel like I fit in, and people can call me outside of the hockey world and know that I will support the community. I think that's really what you want. You raise kids in St. Louis, you teach them the right values, the whole works. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure you're part of a community, and I feel like I am.
There it is, Kelly Chase.
It's a big part of the community, yeah.
Huge part. Mm-hmm. He is loved.
Oh, you better believe it, Jack. You better believe it, Jackie Papers.
I don't know if anyone has any better connections around St. Louis than Kelly Chase. He knows everybody.
Boy, when he had that,
everybody knows him.
When he had that fundraiser and the people that were coming to that thing.
Yeah.
We'll just throw in Garth Brooks, I guess. He'll come.
Might as well.
Dirk Bentley will be here. We'll get him to sing a little bit. And they all go, sure.
Yeah, we'll come in.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he is. And apparently doing better. His health seems like he's okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Great to hear.
Yeah.
Who's in the St. Louis Sports Hall? I didn't even know. Is that going on this weekend? I'm crowdsourcing. Hall of Fame class of 2024, Doug?
I guess that's what it would be, sure.
I guess he's going in. Let's see if we got it.
Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson. Oh, that's right. I knew about that one.
Carricker.
Randy Carricker.
Oh, good for him.
Ray Langford.
Ray Langford, number 16.
Sure.
Darren Dalton.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Schrader.
All right.
And
Yes,
special award winner announced at the event, the Greg Marisek Memorial Award.
Oh.
What?
Oh, we don't know the name for that?
Did you hear me, Doug? I said announced at the event.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Looks like Niall Ivey's going in. Or unless she already, but maybe I'm off. Notre Dame head coach, Coriezu Charger.
Yeah.
Was she on that championship team? Did she play for them?
The one that won in St. Louis? Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet Nafisha Collier will go in some year. One of the top WNBA players.
They wanted to put Bo Burton in, but he couldn't make it in.
So they scratched him?
Yeah. I think he had to go to Get inducted.
No, if you don't show up, you don't get in.
I didn't know that because I haven't talked to Bo in probably a year. But Hoss Newport, who is doing some work with the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame now, asked me for a number, and I gave it to him. And he called me back, and he said, yeah, we wanted to put him in, but he said he's not traveling these days.
How old is he?
He's got to be 80.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay Blossom's going in.
Is he really?
Yeah.
High school coach.
Great high school coach. Incredible high school coach.
Yeah. That's Webster's Hoops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although now he's at Principia.
Yeah. I guess you could see how they would want to honor people that can actually be there.
Oh, yeah, because they bring people in with them and purchase tables. And, it's not like the Academy Award, but we'll accept this on his behalf. I mean, they want you to be there, give a speech, and give the award out and take pictures and things like that. So it makes sense.
Here is the list. Jay Blossom, Jackson reference, Kelly Chase, Dave Dorr, Media. He write for the Post-Dispatch, am I right on that?
He did, yeah.
Niall Ivey, Stephen Jackson, Randy Carricker, Celeste Neeram, softball.
Yeah, I remember
the Koppler family, owned KPLR television.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Lankford, Tom Lombardo, Chapter NFF football.
Flag football?
Get a Missouri State territory there.
Uh-oh. And then Ken Schrader Auto Racing. There you go. And it is September 5th this evening. 5 p.m. cocktails, Doug. 6 p.m. dinner.
Okay.
7 p.m. program.
Where is it?
It's taking place at the MAC.
No, that's one of those they used to do at the Millennium Hotel.
And now
and we get big crowd. It's been empty for, 10 years? 12 years?
Yeah, it just sits there. Looks good, though.
Looks great. It's in a bad location right across the street from Busch Stadium in the Arch. The only two places that get any attention at all in the entire downtown area. We can't support a hotel.
Remember when Iggy lit Klebs up about accepting his Missouri Sports Hall of Fame induction after no showing his invite? It's still the cringiest moment in this show's history. That's from Scooter. When Iggy lit Klebs up about accepting his Missouri Sports Hall of Fame induction?
I didn't light him up. You don't follow the show very much, do you?
I was about to say, I don't recall that.
You were talking about, he was probably talking about when you weren't invited to
Right,
the
I remember
dinner.
that part.
Again, that was a joke. When I said, well, where's my invite? You think I don't care? And then Jay, 2 days before the thing, oh, yeah, we're going to have a ticket for you, so we're all going to meet. I said, I'm not going.
No.
So we got you a ticket. I said, I was kidding. Do you think on the air I would say, how come I didn't get to go? I'm kidding.
Guys, Jay Blossom is better than all of Cottleville's suck-it fat Hoosiers. Webster Groves is better. That's from Sniffin' Hole.
Okay.
Should I know who Jay Blossom is?
Longtime coach of Webster.
High school basketball.
Like an incredible coach. Jay Blossom coached teams. I've never seen a high school team defend like Jay Blossom coached Webster teams. He would
D up?
Man on man.
Defense. Statesman defense.
Man on man the entire possession. Guarding right up in you. Incredible defense. And now Principia spent a bunch of money on a new gym and re-upping their facilities because it was not good before that. But now they're really nice facilities, and they hired him for Principia.
He was roasting him that the sign guy got in over him. That's from Scooter. Is that true? I don't know.
The sign guy's been in for a long time. He didn't get
Marty Prather? Marty Prather.
Yeah.
Prather.
One of those.
2-pound carrot cake.
Yeah, that'll get you in. You
Stephen
come off a line like that.
Stephen Wildwood just wrote yes.
Okay, very nice. We can all guess what that means.
What does it mean?
That you creep at the pool and look at girls' butts? Yes. Okay.
Gosh. I think there was some concern that you thought you should have gone in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame ahead of Claiborne or at least alongside of him.
God.
And so you refused to show up.
Yeah, if you can find something where I said that on the air, please play it.
Yes.
I mean, what I did for that city as far as sports radio, I should probably be in. But,
what did you do for the city of Springfield?
Well, they went from not being on the air to me running the place, basically, to being third in the market.
That was one station.
So that's the only station they had with sports. Now, there was an ESPN there.
So if ratings improve at a station, those people ought to go into the State Hall of Fame?
They didn't improve. They went from non-existent to third.
Okay, it was going to be a busy Hall of Fame if every time the ratings go up at a radio station, everybody gets spot in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I was also on the air, and I had a golf show was popular. I pretty much
Talk of the town.
I was pretty much the jock. As far as the jock, 98.7 The Jock, I was the man on that station.
But what about all the guys at KFNS over the years who did that kind of stuff? Should they all be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, they weren't living in Springfield. I was part of that community.
Okay, but they were here in St. Louis, which is part of the state of Missouri.
A lot of them have gone in.
A
lot of them have gone in. I just think producers are overlooked when it comes to that kind of thing. Like, oh, it's just a producer. A producer, there's not a producer who could touch me in this country back in the day.
Oh, God. Or nor match your humility.
But producers are just overlooked as far as if they're not on the air, they don't. There are a lot of great producers in the city that went overlooked.
And should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, if you're going to start calling out media who've done great things in their career, start looking at some producers. Todd Callahan started as a producer. He produced the John Sloan Show, which I took over. Then he went to Boca Raton and produced Pete Rose's show for many years.
Hall of Famer?
Yeah, probably not. He got out too quick. Lucky him.
I brought Kegler's cornerback, and it was like the talk of the town.
It was a dream, but I couldn't bring Kegler's cornerback now because I couldn't even name 10 bowlers.
Well, I think a lot of people want to hear about bowling chatter.
They did back in the day. Back when we had the Bowling Hall of Fame, Doug.
Guys, just tell them the best and move on, please. It's from Jim.
We're sitting here again talking about the same things.
Yes, we
We
are.
talked about that for a while.
I'm so ashamed of enjoying a nice ass at the pool. That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood in response to Iggy saying whatever the hell you said about him and asses.
Well, I'd say you should be ashamed. But you just sit there and gawk when you're beer 14. Look at that ass and a thong.
How do you know he's ever said that?
I'm just picturing it. And by the way, when are we playing our match?
What are we doing now, Doug?
I don't know. We changed subject.
No, it's
Real
Stephen
quick.
Wildwood. We were supposed to play a match, and then I couldn't play because I went to... Where did I go? I went to Green Day. Then I said, figure it out when you want to play, and he hasn't gotten back to me in like 2 weeks. Pick a day.
Chairman Steve, let us know when you're going to play the match. Where are you guys playing?
I guess Gateway.
Nice.
Or wants to play Crystal Springs Quarry, which is 5 minutes from my house. Be better for me.
Who would pay for it?
I talked to Nash Haxel over there. I'll get on.
Nash Haxel.
Head Pro.
Okay.
Here's the part of the show Iggy hopes someone is listening who could nominate him for the stupid Hall of Fame. That's from Beer Cats.
Well, it's already going to happen. Because when I talked to Hoss, he goes, and once I get my foot in the door more, he says, I'm putting your name in there because you deserve to be in. That was Hoss. That was Hoss Newper, not me. He knows what it is, a producer.
Yeah. You called and got interviews for the people on the air.
Well, I taught him a lot, and he came over here and was executive producer at 101 for many years.
Yeah.
Took what I taught him.
And you taught him, here's the phone number, call and ask the guy if he'll do an interview?
Well, there's more to it than that, Doug. First of all, you got to get the phone numbers. You got to have connections to get the phone numbers, and you got to get them on the air. You think anybody can just call
I don't know.
think anybody can call Bobby Orr at home and get him on the air?
Probably.
No. Some of these
He's a
producers.
nice guy.
Hi, Mr. Orr. I was given your number. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Oh,
He won't
God.
come on.
Oh, no
Yeah,
Hall
you
of
got to
Fame
know how
for you.
to do it.
So what was the key to getting big-time guys to come on?
Acting like they're no big deal.
Really?
Bobby, what's up, buddy?
Treat stars like normal people. Treat normal people like stars.
Jackson Burkett.
Oh, God.
That is good wisdom, Jackson.
I stole it from somewhere. I just can't remember where.
I probably wrote it down somewhere.
Good morning, is Hoss
You're
Newport
lying.
actually Eric Diedrichson? Thanks, that's from Brian Henshin.
Ever watch that Meet the Press?
What?
Never mind.
Is that one for Straight to the Webs?
Shout out to KG for bringing that one back.
Who was that?
That sounded like Martin.
It was Martin.
Maybe
Yeah, but
during sorority call-ins.
Yeah, but who was the girl?
Probably just a random who answered the house phone at the Tridelt house.
Yep.
No, that's good.
Yeah, they don't watch a lot of Meet the Press in the college sororities and fraternity houses.
You don't know.
Let me hear that one more time, Jackson. I don't know if you have it at your
Oh,
disposal.
I sure do, Tim.
Ever watch that Meet the Press?
What?
Never mind.
Good phone connection, too. It's like a phone call from 1937.
During the Coolidge administration? It was
No, he
FDR
was
and-
gone.
FDR?
Yep.
Let's see. Stephen Wildwood says, I'm booked until October.
Okay, well, we won't play. Just save yourself $200. There's a lot of layers to my career.
Okay. What are some of the layers?
And who was that, Biff?
Sounded like Biff.
Why would I be telling him that?
What were some of the layers that we don't know about?
I don't know. I don't even know why I said that.
There's no layers.
You could tell I really didn't know what I was saying because I kind of paused.
Well, it's been a fascinating career, that's for sure.
Yeah. Need to go on for a little bit longer.
Someone 636 in all caps just typed, shut the F up.
Doug, they're losing their minds.
It's like a balloon party text.
It is. Accepted to be followed by some kind of homosexual slang term.
Yeah, I saw one yesterday.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't even know if I can say it because I don't know what it means, but it looked like something from the early 80s.
Doug, we are in the Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour here on the program, and you think the world of Mark Milton on the program. That's what you do.
Because he got me money. And he might get you money, too. You could have money out there waiting for you that you deserve, but you just don't know about it. Time is running out to claim your St. Louis City earnings tax refund. If you lived outside the city but had city earnings tax withheld for tax years 2020 to 2023, you may be eligible for a refund for those teleworking days. STL tax lawyer Mark Milton is filing refund claims for people like you and me. You can do it yourself, or you can do what I did and hire Milty to file your earnings tax refund claim for you. That's what he did for me. I already have my check. Thank you very much. I didn't need the hassle. He knows exactly how to do it, and he does it right. Now, for his efforts, Milty does need to wet his beak just a little bit. He's charging a flat fee of 15% of your total anticipated refund amount. That's not much, and that's very fair. You just need to visit stltaxlawyer.com to get started.
Do it.
But you need to act now because the deadline is coming up. It's September 30th. And remember, if you don't ask for a refund, you're not going to get it. File your refund claim today with STL Tax Lawyer Mark Milton by visiting stltaxlawyer.com. You might as well do this. You could have some money just sitting there waiting for you. The choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based on advertisements.
There it is. Mark Milton online at stltaxlawyer.com. Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, and they are known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's Pure Performance at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles, or you can visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com. Not just accessories, also a full-service shop. After over 40 years of outfitting the best-dressed vehicles in the St. Louis and St. Charles areas, you can trust that your prized investment is in great hands at Pure Performance. The 25,000-square-foot facility houses the largest showroom in the area where you can find anything and everything you might need to enhance your vehicle. If you're building a car or truck, Pure Performance has the largest selection of fittings to equip any vehicle. It's PURperformance.com, 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles, or visit pureperformance.com. Call Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004-TMA. Text in Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. And email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. Doug. Mike Flanagan and Billy Bixon down with the Pilgrims have dropped off some new TMA hats, which you can get at tmastlshop.com. Handsome hats.
Well, they are.
Let's say you look with the stepdad hat.
Okay.
For those of you watching on YouTube, I have it in my tiny little hand. You call it a paw sometimes. Stop with your paws, you say.
Oh.
Look at that handsome hat.
That hat says,
Is that right?
I'm a stepdad and I'm a slut. Is that what
Jackson,
it says?
that is a stepdad hat? Is there a YouTube issue over there?
I was doing a little zoom in action.
Oh, nice. Wow, you're like Scorsese.
Advanced YouTube.
Yeah, let me match it up. I'll go to the YouTube.
Oh, I like that color.
You like the navy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stepdad hat.
It almost looks black.
You think this one looks black?
No, the black one looks black.
Well, I mean, in the light, it looks kind of black.
Now, Jackson, you like this one. This is what the Tykes are wearing when you go to Wheelhouse.
A little rope hat action.
You like the rope hat?
I do. I do like the rope hats.
There it is.
It says golf to me.
Yes.
Take a look at that. TMASTLshop.com. Thank you, Mike.
And then that's a trucker's? Or is
No.
that a stepdad?
It's a rope cap.
Rope cap.
But it's a little more, it's more structured than a stepdad cap.
I would
It's
agree with
closer
that.
to a trucker.
I can feel the structure here. No structure here.
Yeah, I like
Watch
that
this. Look at me crumble it up. Look at my little pincers. They can barely hold it.
Yeah.
My hands are so tiny. I hold my hand up against my 2-year-old's hand, and it just engulfs me.
Oh,
Flanzy dropped those off?
He did.
Happy birthday, Flanzy. It's his birthday.
It's his birthday? Is that right?
the rope hat says, I'm a slut, but I've got some standards.
That's correct. That's actually what it does say.
Mhm.
This is a sharp look, and you see the embroidered patch.
Yeah,
on
very
there.
much so. Yeah.
Oh, this Mike Flanagan and Billy Bixon, they came up with this, the embroidered patch. And then you got the...
Now, that would be your black hat there.
This is the trucker.
Trucker
Jackson,
hat.
is that correct?
A little bigger up front.
Yeah, it's the trucker cap right there.
Ooh, it's a nice tight zoom in on me. And John Score says, I bet it was hard.
And this hat says, I'm a slut, anything goes.
That's right. This is a free-for-all now.
A real card, Doug?
Yeah, I might say anything.
This is a real slut. These are all available at tmastlshop.com. And then these hoodies that are so handsome.
Oh, look at those.
You know, take a look.
Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Where did that drop from?
That's gone nowhere.
Yeah, God bless.
Okay.
And this material.
Very light.
What would you
Yeah.
say? Yeah, it is very light.
It's a dry fit, kind of. Moisture wicking. Really
Moisture
nice.
wicking.
I love mine. It does, it wicks
yeah,
moisture.
I'm going to be wearing the hell out of that over the next couple of months. TMA STL Shop is where you can get all this. TMASTLShop.com. And you can get yours. Thank you to Mike Flanagan and Billy Bixon. They're now working together on a bunch of merchandise, but certainly the TMA merchandise. Hey guys, please stay focused on Tim. I'm almost finished. Thanks. That's from Big Tuft.
Look at this. Look at that.
Yep.
That's what needs to be played while you hold up the merchandise. Look at this. Look at that.
Steve, have you tried showing a picture of yourself in your 20s, so that the girls know you are hot? That wouldn't be creepy. That's from Arbor Day.
Well, she was sitting in here and she seemed to be playing ball, so I did that. And it got a little traction, so guess it worked.
It got traction.
They're still talking about it.
Arbor Day.
Did it get traction with her?
No.
She wasn't impressed.
We're talking about when you showed gluten-free perk?
Yeah.
A picture of you in the Speedo.
Yeah, I was hoping she would think I was hot still and she'd go out with me, idiots.
Ruin me.
Why else would you show her?
To have a little fun.
Oh.
Figured she'd bring it up on the show. He's shown me Speedo pics, and it happened, so
Yeah.
it got what I was looking for.
Ah!
Every once in a while, you gotta try things.
Can he click that off? Can he clearly define when he is kidding going forward? Also, Friday, October 11th, Gateway, Steve in Wildwood. The match. It sounds like he just set the date.
October 11th?
Yeah.
It's like a month away. I don't know what I'm doing on October 11th.
Oh, put it on your calendar.
I'll put it on the calendar, but I
a Friday.
I can't say till like the week before.
What else could you possibly be doing?
Could be a concert. Could be a lot of things. I don't
During
know.
the morning and
Could be
afternoon hours?
out running a bunch of errands, picking up stuff for Gobble Bowl. I don't know.
That's UMass weekend, isn't it?
Ooh, Doug, you'll be in Amherst.
I will be.
I'll put it on my calendar, but I'm probably not going to be able to let you know till about a week before.
Oh, no.
I don't know the weather. October, it could be 40. I'm not playing in that.
A lot of foliage out there. Man, I noticed foliage on my in my backyard last night.
Really?
Fallen leaves. And I went into a deep, dark place
Yeah.
for where I shall remain for the next 8 months.
It's like I almost didn't realize it, but like I was playing golf last week and it was like 7:15 and it was starting to get really close to darkness and I was like, rats. Just a month prior at 8 p.m. you could still
You're
play
facing
golf.
the west and you all of a sudden, Doug, I can't see my ball. I have high trage. But now, in January, it's still 60 degrees. So we can't be despondent, can we?
No.
If we'd have another winter like last winter, I'd be happy.
No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I think we all would be. Why wouldn't we be?
Well, maybe we will.
I hope so. Hope so.
I hate walking outside and can't feel my face.
Well, we're going to have some days like that. You absolutely know we will. We always have.
I can't.
You just
feel
hope it
my
doesn't
face
linger
right
too
now.
long.
The weekend, 2014?
I'm going to go 15.
All right, I'll go 15 to get me 14 and 16. I don't think 13's live. You think 13's live?
That was Beauty Behind the Madness, a great album.
But Starboy was 16, right?
Yeah, that was definitely 16. I was
God,
listening
maybe
to
I
that.
should go with 14 to get me 13 and
It
15.
might be 14. If I had to get this
I want to go 14,
This is a
give me
major-
13 and 15. Doug.
major album in my
Can't feel
life.
my face.
15.
15.
How do you do it?
What's that?
How do you do it?
I don't know, actually. It's absolutely not monetizable, so it's completely worthless.
Lines on My Face, Peter Frampton, what year, Tim?
It's got to be 82 or after. I assume that's before 82. Frampton wasn't particularly active after that, right?
Lines on My Face.
Peter Frampton from
73.
Probably, because then all of his stuff on Frampton Comes Alive, he had released before, but nobody bought it. And for some reason, he put it all on Frampton Comes Alive, and it became a huge seller. So you're talking albums 10 years before that he released all this music on his albums, and nobody bought his albums. And for some reason, I don't know why, Frampton Comes Alive, oh, this guy's great.
Marketing.
That's right. Always goes back.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why she doesn't want to sit in person with us and do this IQ test, and why we have to do it via Zoom. Thanks, Grandpa Speedo. That's from Little Beer Cat's member of the IQ Challenge.
Yeah, why don't you tweet that at her and see what her answer is? Oh. Little...
That's what Frampton said.
That's exactly what he said, 73.
Now, will you take the IQ test in a Speedo?
Oh.
No, I will not.
Why?
I looked good in a Speedo back then. Now, probably not.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, I really don't have a gut, so it probably wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, go for it.
There you go.
It would certainly help. It would get some traction. Old man in Speedo takes IQ test. That's the headline.
Yeah, maybe I can get my own podcast like Octua Girl.
Seniors in Speedos.
That could be an OnlyFans thing.
I don't think it would get a lot of viewers.
I could get that guy from Hedonism. Who's that guy that does that dance? What does he say?
Doug?
Rippin' and the Terran.
Rippin' and a Terran.
Hito Rick.
I met him once.
I don't believe I know him.
You ever participate in an orgy with him?
No, I saw him in the dining room. Then I saw him at the pool, and I just kind of stayed away from him.
Yeah.
Doug, take a listen to this beat.
So he's...
Sick.
Nothing better than a good R&B song.
This is a slowed down version of it.
Oh, this is like the remix? Is it the PFG remix?
You can, if you slow down like the BPM and like slow down the song, it can fade algorithms so that you can monetize the song.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, without like the algorithm catching that you're copyright infringing. It's a popular thing on SoundCloud.
Huh. Why do I listen to this show where a listener and a co-host work out a golf time on air? What are we doing? That's in the Crestwood Coyote.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Mr. Licks has just announced I will be there October 11th as the third. So this is a three-person match now all of a sudden.
Three-pronged.
You can't play a three-person match, play a match.
Okay.
You could do skins.
9 point.
Yeah, 9 point.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not playing licks anyway. You already beat me once.
You're afraid of licks.
No, you already beat me once. More power to you.
You have nothing to do on October 11th, or the 12th, or the 13th, or the 14th. You are basically open until Gobble Bowl. That comes from Iggy's assistant, Chairman Stephen Wildwood.
Probably, but I don't know what comes up.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out.
I got a nice breast lift earlier this week. I'm feeling myself. That's from Shrimply Pibbles.
Oh. Do they give gentlemen breast lifts?
No, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I would imagine probably lipo.
Wasn't that guy in prison who had breasts?
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of
He just snorted coke while gentlemen impaled him.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen dudes with 32 double Ds.
A boob job.
You wouldn't want that.
No, unless they were real. Like if I was, if I was Sydney Sweeney, I'd never leave the house.
She's a woman, and you're a man. So you wouldn't want those boobs.
No, but if I did, I'd never leave the house.
You're saying if you had nice boobs, you wouldn't ever leave your house? Why?
I would just sit there and admire them all day.
Oh. Workout, leg day. Okay. Don't you think you get tired of that after a while?
Now, I always wonder if there's women like, let's just take, I'm trying to think of who hasn't been naked, that wanted to get naked.
That wanted to.
Who's the girl with the 3 names? Who's the girl with the 3 names?
Doug, the girl with the 3.
Ray Dong Chong.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Nice.
No. Is it Hewitt?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. Beautiful boobs, never got naked.
How do you know?
I wonder if she just like gets out of the shower and says, you know how many guys would love to see these?
God almighty.
Probably not. That's a little creepy.
Bone chilling.
Do we have a cold shower here?
That was a little creepy.
I'm pro-boob, as you know.
It's not creepy. A girl knows that everybody in the world wants to see her boobs and that she's never shown them.
You see a good-looking girl and you want to see her naked.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, she won the Mr. Skin poll like 8 years in a row.
What was this poll? I'm afraid to ask.
An actress has never been naked. You'd want to see naked. She won like every year for 8 years in a row.
That's Incels United.
Yeah.
Incels United? That's a union?
It really is.
You're making a poll about which actress who hasn't gotten naked who you desperately want to see naked.
Well, that's Mr. Skin. That's what he does. That's his whole website is nudity.
Is there an actual guy that was named Mr. Skin that ran this whole website, or was it like just a company name?
No, this guy, Bill Skin.
Because the whole premise of Knocked Up is they're trying to make this website about that's Mr. Skin, and they find out 2 years into building it that Mr. Skin exists.
He must.
No, he's a real person. Lives in Chicago.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, I've met him 3 or 4 times.
Why would you have met him?
3 times at the AVNs, and I think I met him another time when I was in Chicago.
You just went to a tavern somewhere and there's Bill Skin on the ordering beer?
No, I had gotten to know him over the phone and his assistant quite a bit, and then I'd said I'm going to be in Chicago, and we had lunch.
Because you were looking for a password or something to get in and see everything?
No, I already had the password.
Oh. But you maintain contact with this creep nonetheless.
He's not a creep.
Well, he'd have to be.
Multi-millionaire.
Yeah, there are multi-millionaire creeps.
He just provided a service that you think Hugh Hefner was a creep?
In some ways, probably, yeah.
Nope, just a good businessman.
Okay. All right.
I mean, there's a reason that his website is still very popular. You think guys don't like looking at naked women?
Didn't you give out your Mr. Skin password once?
No, I gave it to Jay, and Jay gave it to everybody.
Fluff.
Yeah, Fluff had it on the tour.
And your email was Negril111?
Oh, it still is.
That's where people should contact you to try to get this password?
Yeah, go ahead and do that, Doug.
Oh, gosh.
Finally got rid of all the idiots, now you're bringing more back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought you wanted to provide a service like Mr. Skin did.
I don't even know if the password's good anymore.
Oh, no.
I don't think it is, because Jeff Burton asked me for it one day, and I gave it to him, and he said it's not working.
Oh, no.
So I had to get him another one.
So you do have another password. Now it's Negril111.
I got one for him. I don't know what mine is. It used to be pretty simple. It was just, well, I'm not going to give it out in case it's still there.
Well, first of all, you don't have a mom because you're not married, so your kids don't have that mom that you're dating.
It was 3 letters, and it was the password and the username are both the same. Pretty simple. Now I've got...
Do you even need that with all the porn that's on the internet? You need to have a password to see somebody else naked?
I don't know. It was just a nice site. That was back before there was a ton of porn.
But I know your first orgasm was to the dude you were going to let take your virginity was reading penthouse letters.
Why don't we get to the answer? Because she was... It was a great question.
3-hour show.
Good God, my skin is crawling. That's from a member of the Cloth Doug, Father Brown Eye.
Oh, yeah. You may have to shut down the parish.
Yeah, it's making your skin crawl. Now, why don't you send in your butt play emails with Doug you texting all the time, but that one's creepy. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we've told us a lot already.
You can send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Doug, I was out at 100 West Dental yesterday. Now, for full transparency, I'd never been. Do the spots. Brandon Pryor, he's been in studio. I think he's going to be in again on tomorrow, I think. Great guy. Listeners enjoy sending him two-part questions. He enjoys answering the two-part questions. But I had never been. And I walk in there, and now I get it. Wow. He's got himself one hell of a facility. And it really is directly across from Munganess St. Louis Acura. It is on the north side of Manchester, 100 West Dental. And I think one of the things, after getting a chance to talk with Brandon yesterday for a little while, that he wants to make sure he hammers home to the audience is if you're thinking that for whatever reason, which totally makes no sense, that your mouth health does not impact the rest of your body's health, you are sorely mistaken. It's kind of like eating poorly or not getting enough sleep. Eventually, it manifests just in some kind of disease. And if you do not take care of your mouth, that can manifest in other areas of your body and really cause health problems. So people hesitate to go to the dentist. Things are looking fine, and then all of a sudden they get older and they realize these problems that they now have could have been taken care of. You do not have to be embarrassed by the condition of your teeth or any other issues you may be having that could, in your mind, be embarrassing for a dentist or an assistant. That's not going to freak them out. They have seen thousands of patients over the years. They want to help people who especially are frustrated with their current dentist or just haven't been to the dentist in a while. And if you don't have dental insurance, it's not a problem. The membership plan they have at 100 West Dental aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance. Plus, they have the offer going on right now that if you mention my name, you get $1,000 off an Invisalign package. If you're on the fence about Invisalign, they have a digital scanner that can show you a simulation of what it'll look like before you even go through with it. It's 100westdental.com, or you can call 636-585-0100, 100 West Dental, and Dr. Brandon Pryor. All right, check out the new merch that we got at tmastlshop.com. Trucker hat, if you're on YouTube. Rope cap.
Yeah.
Stepdad cap. Hoodies and T-shirts, all sitting there now, courtesy of Mike Flanagan and Billy Bixon. It's tmastlshop.com. The turnaround on these, about 7 days for the record. And we have hoodies in a variety of different colors. And you can get those as well at tmastlshop.com. So check it out, tmastlshop.com. Introducing the first ever TMA Banty Brew, a 16-ounce canned wheat ale with orange and coriander. Across and between an American wheat and a Belgian wit, this refreshing ale is made with white wheat, ground coriander, and fresh whole oranges. Head to any Salt and Smoke location to try the Banty Brew. The TMA Banty Brew. Head to tmastl.com to see the can and find participating locations to try it for yourself. It's the TMA Banty Brew. Win 2 tickets to see Willie Nelson at the Outlaw Festival September 7th. Join Kevin Miller and Frisco Peppers by winning the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Send yours in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That comes your way in the 5P Academy and Hustle and Heart Sports Performance 9 o'clock hour. We close out the Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour here on TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
This is the one. Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lottman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflottman.com.
Looking for the perfect spot for your next private event? Whether it's a baby shower, bridal shower, birthday party, or business meeting, Rosalita's has you covered. Enjoy the vibrant atmosphere in one of Rosalita's 2 exclusive private rooms with a customized menu that is perfect for your upcoming event. And if you're planning a date night, don't miss the lively mariachi nights every Friday and Saturday. Plus, Rosalita's gift cards make the perfect gift for any occasion. Come celebrate at Rosalita's, where every event is a fiesta. Learn more at rosalitascantina.com.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. Known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited about launching our Circus Sports app in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
This is defensive back Toriano Pride. Me and my guys will take care of the coverage on the field, and my friend James Carlton will take care of the coverage at home and on the road.
Thanks, Toriano, for protecting Faroe Field. We'll protect you on the road and at your home.
Online at carltoninsurance.net.
See you in Columbia.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Hustle and Heart Sports Performance is the one-stop shop for St. Louis area football-specific and athletic training located in O'Fallon, Missouri. Hustle and Heart utilizes the top trainers in St. Louis, led by its owner, 8-year NFL vet Pierre Desir. We have a 40-yard turf field, college-style weight room, red light sauna, and a state-of-the-art recovery room to service all of your athletes' needs. For more info, check out hustleandheartsportsperformance.com or call Dustin at 314-440-8457.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy.
I'm really confused. What are we doing?
With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
It's time to learn the truth.
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim dive into the enduring conspiracy theory that Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, is still alive.
Elvis has left the building.
From misspelled tombstones to sightings at Burger King.
You like that, huh?
Uncover the strange evidence and theories that keep this conspiracy alive on the latest Stupiracy. Watch or listen now on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. For Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown and Crouppen, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at tmastl.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at tmastl.com. KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
I spent 4 years in San Francisco.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2,
Collinsville, St. Louis.
I think you can't deny the fact that the Cardinals are coming.
They are coming. 5.5 back now.
So you acknowledge it. Felt like you were in denial.
Well, I'm kind of in denial that they're going to make the playoffs, but they are coming nonetheless.
Wow.
If they can finish 4.5 out at the end of the year, I think that's a win. Jazz flute.
They'll be playing this tomorrow when the Mariners come through town. Jackson, we said, go 7-3 in the stretch with the Padres, Yankees, and Brewers. They went 6-4.
That won't be enough. You're going to have to win like 9 or 10 in a row.
Well, good news. Mariners, Reds, they play nothing but butt asses minus the Guardians the rest of the way.
They kind of play better against teams that are half decent.
I know.
Butt asses.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter who they play.
Yeah, they took.
They're going to draw for Seattle like 4,000 a game.
Good weather Friday night, Saturday.
Weekend.
The Missouri-Buffalo game isn't until later.
Yeah.
It depends on the giveaways.
Cheap beer prices.
That's the voice of Dustin Rowe.
I'm so sorry, man.
Hey, get involved in the conversation. We're just nonsensing around. I'll make the proper introduction here.
Sorry about that.
No. We're nitwitting around. 5P Academy and Hustle at Heart Sports Performance 9 o'clock hour here on TMA, which is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. In studio with us now, Dustin Rowe, and you are responsible for an event that is coming up that we are involved with here at Hubbard Radio, and that is Songs for Soldiers, which our audience can learn more about by going to songs, the number 4, soldiers, STL.org. And Dustin, thank you so much for coming in, man. And you are a listener of the program, it turns out.
My brother Luke, Brad Pitt could walk into a room and he would dismiss him, but if you 4 walked into a room, he would lose his.
Really?
He would
he's got his priorities straight.
So
him and his boys are watching right now.
Is that right? Really? Are they in the YouTube chat?
Yeah, I
Is
think
one of them
I'm
Jake
sure
Reynolds? What about the PMC skateboards?
It'd be Little Brock and Chase listening. So
Little Brock and Chase, I like that.
Yeah, and when they go to Gulf Shores, they just got to listen to like the reruns every summer.
That's what you do, Doug. When you go on vacation, you listen to old segments.
Oh, absolutely.
Just listen to the old, old
if
ones.
I ever leave my house at all.
Yeah.
Like odd 8.
But yeah, he is a super fan.
Is that right?
Yes. And
is he on the fan page? Iggy's not.
I don't know. All I know is he sends me, even if I'm not listening, he's sending me clips. Did you hear this?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I send you clips, like some of my best stuff.
I've never received one
12
clip.
years ago.
I get some feedback.
He just thoroughly likes
some feedback on this bit we did.
The shock and awe of Doug. Yeah, just
Doug is shock and awe.
Shock and awe constantly. Still not being surprised.
Dustin, you served in Iraq, what, in 2004 and 5?
Yeah, 13-month tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then came back, and you put this event together, which has raised $1.3 million?
Actually, we've raised more than that. We've spent over $1.3 million on over 900 combat veterans and their families.
Wow.
And how it started was I'm a I do events for a living, event producer, but I'm also a weekend, just like every other musician in St. Louis. We all have a really good cover band that plays like, Helen Fitzgerald's on Fridays.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
that's good.
But back in 2013, the original plan was just me and some cover band friends to do a small show, and hence the name Songs for Soldiers. We were just going to do a little thing, help 4 veterans.
Really?
And
That's
then when
all
the money was out, we would just wait till next year and do it again. Long story short, after getting back from Iraq, Facebook kind of came into the mix, 2007, 8 or whatever, and I started reconnecting with a lot of my buddies, and I was like, oh my God, they're back over there. They're back in Afghanistan. They're back in Iraq.
Really?
Yeah, economy crashed. They needed a job. It was just a real bummer. And then, unfortunately, we lost a few guys over there, and then we lost another one to suicide. And I think that was kind of the thing that snapped me into paying more attention.
Yeah.
Because I live in Columbia, Illinois, and when I got home from the war, I had nothing short of a Budweiser commercial. People buying me golf rounds, and got a great job. I have a good family, and so just opened my eyes to it. But yeah, the original goal was to help 4, and years have gone on. We've brought on more sponsorships. We've turned into a 2-day music festival. We host national talent. Like this year's Jim Blossoms and Chris Jansen, and last year was Cheap Trick and Travis Tritt. So it's really grown. And I'm sure you guys have been over in Columbia. You play golf over in those areas, Ambrier, Acorns, that stuff. Yeah. So we do it right there off Route 3 by McDonald's in Columbia High School. Super affordable event. $30 again, $5 beers. You bring your own lawn chair. Kids under 12 getting free, and we can fit about 5,000 people a night. And so, I think last year's show netted just shy of 300K. So, and then all year long, we're a 100% volunteer-based organization, like as we started. So all year long, we just take that money, and veterans come through us typically through VA references. We're pretty tied in with the VA, and when they need mortgage relief, or maybe they got some roofing issues, or you name it, we've run across it and we've paid for it. So
over $1 million you guys have raised too. That's cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy. And from San Diego to Virginia at this point too now. So
and you got a big shout out from the Jim Blossoms. I know where you're on the Riz show yesterday. They were plugging their merch, and they actually tweeted at you guys. Thanks, man. Our merch is off the shelves now.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're looking forward to having Jim Blossoms. They're a pretty huge crossover artist, so a lot of people are excited about that. They're, in a genre that everyone likes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah.
There's probably a lot of people who think veterans go over, they serve their time, they come back, and now everything's fine. They got their benefits, probably get a job from it, and everything's good. But there's a lot that really suffer after it.
I think so. You don't see normal things there, and so I think it can really affect people. I think the other biggest reason why I do this is because, for whatever reason, I'm just not. I'm good. I don't suffer from PTSD, and our unit went through plenty of crap. I mean, we lost some guys, and one of our friends was taken POW. He was the only POW of the Iraq War in a bad attack that we were in back in April '04. So for whatever reason, I am okay, and need to utilize that. Does that make sense? Because it's a real thing. There's a real struggle for a lot of people when they get home.
Yeah.
So
you were in the Army on the ground.
Yeah. I joined 3 months before 9/11. So.
Oh, did you really?
Like,
so 3 months before 9/11?
Yeah, and the reserves to boot. And I'm just thinking, I'll put 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 week in a month. I can do that. And then when that happened, and I was a senior in high school, obviously, when 9/11 happened, I was like, I think my future's going to change a little here.
Yeah.
So, and it did. Yeah. So went over to Iraq 2004 to 2005. So.
Man, that's unbelievable. What, when you think about, I mean, this is the 11th one coming up, is one of your proudest moments or stories from all that you guys have done, going from doing this for 4 to now what it's become?
I think the thing that strikes at my heart the most is, as I had mentioned not long ago, we were in a horrible attack, April 9th, 2004, and we lost two buddies that day. We lost 9 civilian truck drivers that we were escorting, American civilians. And Matt Maupin was taken POW. And I don't know if you guys remember that era, but the Al Jazeera videos, the hostage videos, and all that whole time frame. And then here, we lost him, and here he is on TV, and we're still over there, and all this. Long story short, there was an execution video that was posted probably 2 months later, I think June of that year, but it was too dark and grainy, right? So the military couldn't say for sure it was him. I think we all thought it looked like him. But then his remains weren't found until 3 years after we were home by, intelligence and a raid, found his shallow grave. So when I got back from that, I would say the thing that I internally struggled with the most was just everything you're taught in the military is like you don't leave anybody behind. And we did. I mean, it was a bad day. It was 40 of us versus 250 insurgents. I mean, we were completely outnumbered, but nonetheless, we did leave somebody behind, and that kind of just eats you up. And for a long time, I just never really had the stomach to talk to his mom or reach out to his mom or brother. And when they found his remains, he's from Batavia, Ohio, which is right outside Cincinnati. So when they did find his remains a few years later, we all went to Cincinnati, and they did his funeral on home plate at
where the Reds play?
Where the Reds play.
Oh, Great American Ballpark.
Great American, yeah. It was a really big moment, and because he was a POW, it was a pretty big attack that was in the press. So we were on 60 Minutes, and we were on the military channel, and they did a documentary on it. And his mom said, "Hey, I really appreciate you always still mentioning him, and when this stuff comes up." And where I'm going at with this is, now she comes into the show every year. We fly her in. She's become a great family friend, and I think, and having to talk about Songs for Soldiers and be so public about it, for me, it's been unexpectedly therapeutic to handle it. But to have a relationship with her, I spoke at his fundraising dinner for a scholarship a couple years ago. I was the only survivor to ever speak. To have that relationship, I think, for me is probably as healed as one could get from something like that, and that's probably my takeaway. And that has nothing to do with a veteran we helped or money we raised or how many people come to the show. That's my happiest thing that's come out of it.
Because it was such a traumatic day when that happened, and then what wound up actually happening with him, and then you have that relationship still with his mom and how much it means to her just that you're still honoring him and mentioning his name. It keeps his legacy alive for her.
And people in Cincinnati know who Matt Maupin is, and people in Columbia, Illinois know who Matt Maupin is. Yeah. Even 20 years removed. We even got go to a local CrossFit gym in Columbia. We submitted Matt Maupin. We submitted a hero workout. They do that for fallen veterans or fallen police officers, and CrossFit adopted that. So there's an international workout out there called the Maupin that everybody does in April. And so that's what I like the most. That's what gives me goosebumps. Yeah.
That's a great thing.
Sounds like you're pretty lucky to be here yourself.
Yeah, it was that day was nuts. We were in a lot of firefights. We escorted fuel convoys. I should have said that. That was our job over there. So we would put a Humvee or a gun truck, every 4 fuel trucks, and get them from point A to point B around Iraq and Western Iraq. And that particular day, we just got some bad intel, and we went down. We were supposed to go. There's 2 ways to get to Baghdad International Airport from where we were coming from, and the way we were supposed to go was the person that emailed that to our convoy commander accidentally only CC'd himself. So we didn't get the memo, so we drove into this huge ongoing firefight between Iraqi insurgents and Western Baghdad and our cavalry units. And we just drove this fat fuel convoy right in between it, and it just, all hell broke loose. So it was nuts. I was one of 6 trucks out of 26 trucks in that convoy to even make it through it. And then I was driving, and my buddy was on a 50 cal above me. We were the only truck without dead or wounded in it in the whole attack. So very lucky. Yeah, for sure.
So now you probably feel like you kind of need to do something for everybody else. And as you said, it's therapeutic for you.
Yeah, I think so. It's like it kind of helps. Here I am, lucky to have 3 kids and a nice family and all that stuff. And, but when some of your buddies don't come home, you kind of always ask yourself, why weren't they this lucky? So yeah, this is why I'm here, I guess. Maybe this is probably one of the big reasons, other than to be a dad, I would think, but so let's just roll with it. It's turn a negative into a positive situation.
Amen, brother.
So yeah,
it's Songs for Soldiers. Dustin, what you're doing is incredible. I hope our audience can support the cause. Go to Songs for Soldiers. It's the number 4, Songs for Soldiers, STL.org, taking place this weekend, Friday night.
Next weekend.
Next
13th,
weekend,
14th.
13th, 14th in Columbia, Illinois. And you can get tickets at Songs for, the number 4, Soldiers, STL.org. Learn more about it. And what'd you say, $30? That's it?
$30 to get in. If your kids are under 12, they get in free. Bring your own lawn chair. $5 beers. I mean, we keep it affordable.
That's outstanding.
It's a good concert to bring a family to.
Yeah, it's a fun afternoon.
And an incredible cause. Dustin, tip of the cap, man, for everything that you're doing. It's something else.
Thanks for having me on this.
Thank you.
It's an honor to be on this show,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Thanks for your service, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That's Dustin Rose. Songs for Soldiers is the event. Learn more about it at songsforsoldiers.stl.org. Dustin, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
there
Hope
he
you have a
is.
good
That's
day.
Dustin. Take it easy, brother. That's Songs for Soldiers
Here's your
coming up
t-shirts,
next
guys.
weekend.
Oh,
We got
what a
some
treat.
t-shirts, too.
Super comfy
Look at
t-shirts.
that. Like a good comfy t-shirt.
I do too.
Man, that's something else. And then go into the details of the event.
Thanks so much, Dustin.
April 2004. Carrying on the legacy of Matt Maupin. God.
Well, it's good that he's doing it next weekend, not this weekend, because this weekend they've got that funeral in Columbia for the high school kid who was killed in a car wreck the other day. Been a rough weekend over there.
Yeah. It's always tough. Yeah. Very powerful to hear a first-hand experience like that.
What a hero. Thank you for your service and your continued service. That's from Gary Pinkel's cell phone etiquette. Hearing firsthand accounts like these are so powerful. One could only imagine dealing with these types of experiences, yet there are so many of our fellow friends, family, neighbors who are doing just that. That's from Sweet, Sweet Kai.
I think sometimes when a war goes so well for the country, like our side, in the big picture, it went very well. But there are still many, many stories that end in tragedy, even when the war goes well on your side. And sometimes we forget that.
Yeah.
And then we get also texts like this. He's hot and in a band and a vet. Papa. Crestwood Coyote.
Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes.
Don Hoffman. What's the new guy smell like?
Oh, stop it, Hoffman.
So your guy, Jackson, Don Hoffman.
The Don.
Gosh.
Caller Jen here, our Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month, August 2023.
What'd she say?
August 2024, I apologize. Caller Jen here, just started today's show and wanted to say thank you for voting me for Listener of the Month. I'd love to meet you all. And I have something for Iggy that I want to drop off. Let's make it happen. That's from our Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month.
Okay. He's
We wanna
planning to get
drop
more
off?
involved.
I was just sending Jackson a picture of Justin, if he can put that on our Instagram.
Sure.
I took a picture. I just don't know how to put it up. What do you want to send me, Jen?
Jen, call in 636-900-4TMA.
You're more than happy to come by.
You're more than happy to come
But you got to
by?
come by anyway and pick up her
Sure,
Milagro
she does.
prize
Yes.
bag.
Yes, she does.
I said yesterday, if you come by while we're on the show and you pick it up, you can come in the studio for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody will mind.
Doug would.
No, I wouldn't mind.
Doug probably would have.
I wouldn't mind.
We have so much to get to, like this clip
Yes.
from Sexted My Boss podcast.
Oh.
Doug, take a listen.
Hello, boys. My sister returned from a holiday abroad and left her luggage in the back reception room. The back reception room? I decided it was perfect time to clean off the top in my rattan ottoman.
What's a rattan ottoman? What is a conductor?
So I started sorting through a few bags of clothes. I brought them into the front reception room where my father was resting to help identify what was his. While going through the second bag, I unfolded a linen shirt and out fell an iridescent tube. After examining it closely with my father, we concluded it was likely a light bulb and tried it in several lamps around the house, but it didn't fit any of them. After giving up on the light bulb, I went back to organising the bags and found two more unusual items. One was immediately recognisable, a bulbous black shaft around 10 inches long. It was a vibrating sex toy with interchangeable heads. That's when I realised I had been trying to fit vibrator attachments into various light fittings around the house. Panicked, I quickly stuffed the clothes back into the bag to avoid showing my father the discovery. When my mother came home, she thanked me for tidying up and mentioned a bag of clothes she had left in the back room. My heart sank as she described the same bag where I had found those items.
Oh, it was a mum.
It was her bag, and what I can only presume to be her toy.
Go on, girl.
So what's the etiquette for running around the house trying to figure out which light fixture your mother's vibrator heads fits into? Again, I've said this fairly recently, and I'll say it again, there is not an etiquette for everything.
There's some weird stuff happening over there in England. And they're not shy about broadcasting it either.
Far from it. They send it in to the people to make sure they can get their advice.
You think it's all made up? Of course it is.
That one was. Look, dildos don't have those things at the end that screw into a light bulb.
Think about that.
But what if it's like a wall mount? Like a wall-mounted pleasure
It
stick?
still doesn't look like a light
Pleasure
bulb.
stick.
Yeah,
What kind of light bulbs you have over in England where they look like fluorescent tubes that go into a light?
We have fluorescent tubes, right?
I like the second guy, but he didn't talk very much in this one.
Jordan. I like the Sex to My Boss pod. I never listened to it, but I hear the clips.
Those accents are hard to listen to sometimes.
I'm a fan.
And this is a regular show? They talk about this stuff?
Yeah, they do, like a weekly podcast. The one guy, the guy who reads all that stuff, has written like several etiquette books, and that's like his thing, is like he teaches people etiquette.
And you listen to this podcast?
No, I just listen to the clips for the show. I don't listen to the full podcast.
Okay.
I think you guys are going to have some radio gold drops gold when Hawk Tua Girl starts her podcast. That's going to be a train wreck.
How do you know?
She's not very world-wise.
World-wise.
If you watch the one where she did with Bill Maher, I mean, it was just brutal.
World-wise?
Well, why would they think that she's some highly educated world scholar?
They don't.
But they have her on all these shows, like expecting some sort of opinions or knowledge.
No, they
of certain
have her on the
subjects.
show because she's popular. And it'll get likes and clicks and downloads.
All right. Well, I kind of think there's not a whole lot of people in that age range that are really plugged into worldwide events. It's kind of not what you do when you're
you're probably right.
Early 20s. You don't sit and stew over the network news and read the Wall Street Journal.
I don't mean that. I mean just little things that she's not really aware of. I can't come up with an example because I forgot. But it was a word that I'm an idiot, and I knew what this word was. And she goes, I never heard that before. What? It's used like every day.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that.
What completely?
Yeah, like that. She probably wouldn't understand what I was saying.
No. Would she know what freeze la caca means?
Probably not.
Can I hear that drop, please, Jackson?
Yeah. The one you were looking for is the freeze?
Freeze la caca.
Yeah.
I like that drop.
You do?
I do. I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah. Let me pull
If you
that.
could find it, that would be nice.
Freeze like a cat.
There it is.
There you go. Cryogenic lab. Hoo-hoo, yeah.
For some reason, I turned into Macho Man Randy Savage there at the end.
You do some good impressions. I'll give you
Wonderful impressions.
Yeah, maybe I'll do some stand-up.
Well, if we could just get more Ned Reynolds and Macho Man Savage, those are two of your best.
Well, people don't know who Ned Reynolds is.
They've gotten to know him well on this show.
On this show, but if I do like stand-up at the Funny Bone doing stupid-ass imitations that I'm not that good at.
No, you'd have to take that act to Springfield. Like playing Branson.
I just do the whole Ned Reynolds. I do a whole stand-up, one-man show as Ned Reynolds.
And I remember I was playing tennis with Martina Navratilova. She started making out with a woman, I threw up.
Oh, gosh.
KG, please get old Hawk Tua Girl in the IQ test. She wins going away. That's from Mr. 63011.
No, she wouldn't, but...
He's got a fast golf card.
Good luck getting her on.
Iggy hate strokes it to the Hawk Tua Girl in the Daily. Cue the Clearing Myself as a Creep song. That's from caller Buzz.
I got an interview later today. Clearing me up as a creep. Big hit.
No, I don't hate anything about her. I defend her every chance I get. She's just having a fun time with it. She's not taking herself seriously.
No.
She's making money. She's doing stuff for charity.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she said everything she makes on this podcast, she's given to some canine charity she started for Paws for Dogs or something like that.
Okay.
Paws for
Paws for
Dogs.
Dogs.
What a name.
Paws for
Dogs.
Title
of the segment.
Dogs need 4 paws.
Paws for a Cause.
They can get by with 3. They can really get by with 3.
Yeah.
But you got to have at least 2.
God love her. She's anything she makes from this podcast, which is going to be a huge success, I think. She's going to give to the charity, so good for her.
But there are apparently dogs missing paws.
It's
This
the
is
name
gonna
of it.
take care of that.
There's actually one in St. Louis called Paws for a Cause, meaning dog paws.
Okay.
And she's got paws tied into this somehow.
The text from caller Buzz above says Webster Groves is a 50-year-old housewife put together with plastic and silicone, sustained on wine and Ozempic, hot back in her day, yes, but now has skin like Iggy. Cottleville is the hot girl next door. Natural tig old biddies, and beautiful as can be with 0 work done. The future is now in St. Charles County. That's from Buzz.
I love Webster.
Nice community.
Oh, downtown Webster? This is
That's
cool.
great, yeah.
Why do you tie me into things like that?
Buzz, call in.
That did seem like a stray.
Yeah, leave me out of your
That did seem like a stray.
crap.
Webster has skin like Iggy? That's what he said?
Webster skinned.
Huh. It's probably never been described in that way before.
I'm sure Webster's happy.
Read this dumbass text.
Yeah, we just did.
Jennings.
Come to our city. We have skin like Iggy.
Doug, Jackson's favorite Edmonton Oiler outside of Alex Pietrangelo is Leon Draisaitl. And what do we have going on here? This is your link?
Mm-hmm.
Doug. Aaron Andrews shouted out Leon Draisaitl's fiance, Celeste. How do you pronounce her last name?
I don't know. Smith?
Desjardins?
Oh, Desjardins.
After the Oilers star signed an 8-year, $112 million contract extension. During the latest installment of her and Carissa Thompson's Calm Down podcast, the Fox Sports NFL reporter emphasized that the actress is so hot while discussing their girl crushes. Quote, I've never met Leon Draisaitl, who just signed a huge contract with the Edmonton Oilers, or his wife, but she is so hot, Andrew said of the unmarried couple. Jarrett, her husband, was literally just saying, did you see Draisaitl sign an 8-year deal? And I go, wow, he's rich and has a hot wife. What a life. She is so good looking.
Okay.
I don't know what nationality she is. I would assume she's European, but wow, she is so hot.
Couldn't you say that about most white people?
Yes.
I assume
Mountains
they're
of
European.
Caucus.
You ever listen to their podcast?
I see some clips pop up from time to time.
They kind of get into like...
They do. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Doug, do you call her EA?
I don't.
She did a very
quick 2-week run on this
Yeah.
program.
Part of this show for a very short period of time.
Boy, that was...
Congratulations.
She was largely uninterested.
Oh, that was... Yeah.
She was about the biggest name in Sideline reporters there.
Probably still is.
Might still be.
Probably still is.
Mount Rushmore of Sideline reporters in 2024. Go!
Oh, gosh. Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
Absolutely. George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in Cincinnati. Did you know that you were trying to do that?
He's up there.
Was his name Scooter Braun? Not to be confused with...
Scooter Braun?
I think
I think he was talking to Scooter Gannett after he hit like
Right.
8 home runs against the Cardinals.
And Justin Bieber's agent?
Scott Braun. Yeah, that's what... But I swear that was his name.
Did you know that, that obviously you're trying to do that?
Mount Rushmore.
What about Sergio Dip?
Oh, yeah.
He'd probably be on there, having the time of their lives. Gosh.
Does Taylor
so
Rooks
horrible.
does she do sideline reporting? Because if so, she's in mine.
Beth, Coach, it's a pleasure to be with you guys here on the field from up close, just watching Coach Vance Joseph. From here, you watch him now on the screen. This diversity in his background is helping him a lot tonight. Quarterback at Colorado, defensive back in the NFL, and here he is having the time of his life this night, making his head coaching debut.
Professional broadcaster.
That's if that were on KOMU on the weekends, it would have been like, oh boy, that's tough. He's going to be switching majors on Monday morning. That was kind of the pattern. But there it was on ESPN for an NFL game.
Like boom goes the dynamite.
Right,
That
exactly
guy,
right.
Just that bad.
I wonder what happened to that kid.
My buddy Steve's dating Carissa Thompson. Thanks, Eric, in the Central West End. How about that, Doug?
Oh, this Taylor Rooks, who I think is great. She does stuff on Thursday Night Football and Bleacher Report. From St. Louis. Niece of Lou Brock.
Oh, really?
Daughter of Thomas Rooks, Fighting Illini.
Okay.
And she's great.
She from Webster or Cottleville?
She went to school in Georgia, but went to U of I, but is from St. Louis.
ILL, Doug.
Okay.
There's a lot of good reporters.
Clip that off.
Well,
Dynamite Jonathan Monty.
I got to put them in zone.
They really don't do much. They basically tell you if somebody got hurt, what their status is, but that's about it.
Well, that kind of goes against what you just said.
But they're good at what they do. I mean, you could screw that up.
I I'm prepared for any more.
Well, they used to do more. Leslie Visser and people like that used to do a lot more from the sidelines. They would actually interact with the host and things like that and do interviews and things. Erin Andrews does that. She'll go to whatever game she's covering. She'll usually go and do an interview with the quarterback or something, and they'll play that on the pregame show. But most reporters just...
They interview people now.
Stand there?
I've never seen Pam Oliver interview anybody.
Oh, come on. Before games,
I've never
after
seen
the
Amanda
games?
Balionis interview anybody.
I have.
After golf, not in football.
You don't think sideline reporters interview anybody?
I think, well, at halftime, I'm talking about before the week of the game, they'll go and do an in-depth interview and they'll play it on the pregame show. Sure, they'll interview a coach like after halftime. I talked to Coach and he said defense needs to play better. And then I said, one time, they just make that stuff up. And there was one girl who got caught doing it. He said, she didn't even talk to the guy. She just made it up because the coach called her out.
That was Carissa Thompson.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think they should be doing?
Just what they're doing.
Okay. Which is interviewing people.
No, just give us what they said at halftime and tell us there's an injury update. That's about it. That's why you have two guys in the booth doing the game. We don't really, not much going on the sideline.
Well, usually they go down to them right before the game, to get a little flavor there, introduce the sideline reporter, and they might have an injury update. Then they catch the coach on the way off the field at halftime.
That's what I said they do.
All right. Well, that's kind of their role.
Well, what are you contradicting me on? I said that's what they do. And I said
You
most
were
of them
kinda down on
No,
them
I said
because
most
that's
of them are good at it, but that's really all they do.
You know,
Most of them are very attractive.
that's not an accident.
No, I know it's not.
That's how Jim Hayes got his gig.
You don't see a lot of dudes on the sidelines.
No. Are there any at the network level now?
Yeah, I think.
Classic. Go to bat.
I think the guy, what's his name? He does the other sideline from Erin Andrews. There's two on that broadcast.
I don't know.
He does a lot of stuff for golf, too. I forgot his name.
I've always been kind of impressed that they have people down there that are really quite talented and extremely attractive women who seem to know exactly what they're talking about. There's no shortage of them.
No, so I said most of them are very good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one that you think, God, what an idiot. No, they all seem to do what they know what they need to do and they get it done.
Can I take the mittens off now? Or are you done with the hot take?
It wasn't even a hot take.
It was a hot take.
It was a lukewarm take. I feel bad for IRC.
In all honesty, dude, is this like a fantasy right now?
Yeah, like that guy. That's bad.
You want him out.
I disagree.
Well, he's fun for clips, but he's not good at
You hear that
question. And then, do you know you're trying to do that?
He sounds like a 40s telemarketer.
That's like the guy who had 9 innings to watch a game and said, nice home run. What were you looking at? What'd you get? And it's the same question every time.
Yeah.
Big win tonight. Had to feel good. You had 9 innings to come up with that?
Ever watch that Meet the Press?
What?
Never mind.
Well,
yeah, that's how I'd act if I had a coach really be mean to me. Like Saban used to be to some of these.
What would you do to him?
Question and Saban would be, that's a stupid question. I said, well, enough of you. See ya. Just back to you, Steve.
No, that'd be the last time you worked for
Probably,
that network.
but I'm not going to let somebody talk to me like that.
No, not even Saban. Well,
all right, see y'all later.
Sometimes when you ask for their time, you kind of play by their rules. He didn't come up to say, "Hey, reporter, can I have a word with you?"
Hey, slugger.
Hey, slugger.
No, it's set up that you're talking at halftime on the way out.
Right.
They kind of alternate coaches. And he knows he's going to talk to him, so.
Craig Sager, before he passed away, the late Craig
Oh,
Sager.
yeah,
He was on the sidelines doing that. Greg Popovich and him, great relationship.
Mm-hmm. He wore the sport coats. That was crazy.
Yes.
He's probably been gone 10 years now. Hasn't he?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe just a little less than 10 years.
Yeah.
He died in December of 2016.
Okay.
Rob Fisher does a homage to him. In his Memphis games, he wears different socks and shoes, and because he loved Craig Sager.
Oh,
okay. Legend.
Hope he's still got a job. Doc Rivers seems to be getting rid of everybody from that team.
There is somebody who is unhappy with, I don't know, his earlier texts are unhappy with me, but now the ones that was a couple weeks ago. The obsession with the Chiefs and who people want to root for is very odd. How does Jackson know St. Louis Chiefs fans weren't at Rams games until the bitter end? And also, why would that matter? They were moving no matter what. As always, Doug brings a common sense. Hunchback, you went to college in Kansas City, you losers. Shut your trap.
Oh, seems like he's
Doug,
podcasting and like trying to send
That's
you a
from
text.
Breezeway.
And he's kind of successful. Now we're talking about it, I guess.
You're a hunchback now?
He's talking, I guess, to the Hunchback of On Castle, and maybe the Hunchback of On Castle sent something in about the Chiefs discussion. I don't
You
recall.
don't see a lot of hunchbacks these days.
Yeah, you don't, do.
I saw one.
Did you really?
The other day.
Good ball striker?
What is that exactly? What is that? Is that meat? Is that water back there? If someone has,
Oh, I guess I just saw someone with
a real hunchback.
I saw someone like slouched over. They didn't have like a goiter coming out of their back.
Yeah, like a camel. That hump, that's meat, right?
It's water.
No, I don't think it's filled with water.
I bet they have nipple holes.
I don't know. Females, but a human that has a hunchback. What is that?
Crowdsource biological.
Yeah, that was
information.
another crowdsource.
What?
Just saying,
What
you don't see a
fills up-
lot of them anymore. I guess maybe they can do surgery to get rid of them.
It's a disfigurement, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Right, but that
Quasimodo?
was a long time ago that was written.
Yeah, you haven't seen one since then.
I'm not sure I have.
Let's just go with meat.
Was he
There's
even
just
real?
meat in there.
Was Quasimodo real?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so you don't even know if there's ever been one.
Well, I think it is a medical condition.
You can be slouched.
You know, I feel like we don't talk about hunchbacks enough.
Yeah, it's just the curvature of the spine. There's no
Okay.
stuff like candy filled in there.
Quite the awareness to send an angry text into a radio show addressing a segment that's 2 hours old. It's from Crestwood Coyote, and he's not happy with Breezeway, I guess?
No.
And Breezeway's not happy with Hunchback of On Castle.
Okay. Everyone's upset. Can't we all just get along?
Guys, I would rather live in North City than Cottleville and be afraid of going inside a 270. That's from Sniffin' Hole.
I think they're afraid to dip their toes inside of 270.
So like West County Mall.
Yeah, you couldn't go there. You could go to one of the Chesterfield outlet stores, I guess.
If you're not
Mid-Rivers
in
Mall.
St. Louis, congratulations.
No. No more malls in St. Louis, right? There's none left. St. Louis
Galleria
City.
still.
St. Louis City.
City.
West County.
That's not in the St. Louis City.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Hunchback and my brother are in-laws. I want to bang them both? That's from Eric in the Central West End?
There's in-laws?
The Hunchback, I want to make sure I'm reading this right. The Hunchback and my brother are in-laws. I want to bang them both.
Okay.
Well, why don't you just tell them? Why are you telling us?
His brother is married to the Hunchback's sister.
And they're having sex?
Apparently he wants to.
I think both my brothers are hot.
Okay,
So this is
Charlie,
common.
that's uncomfortable.
It sounds like you're kink shaming a little.
I am kink shaming Charlie on that one.
Maybe he was reading a text.
I don't know. I
I'm
hope
not sure
so.
Charlie has two brothers.
I don't know.
He does.
Crestwood Coyote says, yes, Hunchback is my brother-in-law. Ah, so he
See, I
came to the
figured it out.
rescue of Hunchback of On Castle when Breezeway was attacking Hunchback of On Castle for going to school in Kansas City,
Yeah,
but not liking the Chiefs. I guess that's what's going on.
I think so.
And now you know he wants to bang you?
I don't think Breezeway wants to have sex with
Oh,
anybody.
I'm getting confused. Who wants to have sex with whose brothers or brother-in-laws or what the hell's going on here?
There's some hunchbacks involved.
The average home price out here in Cottleville is a ton better than those roach motel houses you call home. Come on out someday. That's from the Veiled Prophet. And I guess that was directed at Sniffin' Holes. Why, it's like we got to keep a flow chart of these wars.
You can't keep it straight.
I'm sure the average home price in Webster is probably more than the average home price in Cottleville.
Oh!
You just picked a side.
Well, that's not
Well, you
picking a
have to.
side.
You'd
That's
think
just
so. Some of those
statistics.
pre-Civil War houses are worth like $2 million.
There's a lot of gorgeous homes in Webster.
So would you rather live in Webster or Cottleville?
Well, having grown up close to Webster, I guess I'd have to pick Webster since that's more like my territory. As a Kirkwood person, it pains me to say that.
Yeah, you're at war with the statesman.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Doug, what do you think the median price of a home in Webster Groves is?
600.
Nope, too high.
450.
360.
Oh, is that all?
What about Cotterville?
Hold, please.
While we're holding, I'll tell people about the Illinois Recovery Center because we have this design, air, heating, and cooling email today coming up here in a matter of moments. Go to IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com, or you can call 888-472-9559. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in the strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team is here to support you with a holistic healing approach, expert care and guidance, and safe and welcoming environment. Go to IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com or call 888-472-9559. They are doing incredible work over there, so if you or someone you know is close to battling addiction, go to IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Jackson, could you tell me about Circa?
Yeah, we were talking about the NFL earlier today.
3-point spread tonight at Arrowhead, Doug.
Yeah, I certainly I wear my heart on the sleeve when it comes to talking about the NFL, but when it comes to wagering on the NFL, no. We go based off the numbers.
Business.
All business.
Yeah.
And when you're working with the Circa Sportsbook, it is all business because we're just going off. I guess they got the great lines over at Circa. You compare them against other Illinois sportsbooks, you don't like the lines better over at Circa. Tonight, Ravens Chiefs. Chiefs -3. The over-under is 46.5. If you want a little fun bet, I'm not giving this that as a play by any means, but it's a really fun bet.
Is it?
First quarter over of 7.5 at -120. So if they score more than 7 points in that first quarter, it's a sweat bet. You're sweating through it, but it's a lot of fun. Friday, there's a game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Packers taking on the Eagles. The Eagles -2. And then tomorrow night, some college football action with BYU taking on SMU. SMU is 11.5-point favorite.
Are they both in the Big 12? They in the ACC Big 12?
SMU, I think, is in the ACC.
Kind of Big 12 BYU.
Yeah, BYU is for sure in the Big 12. SMU is 2-0. They've played 2.
Oh,
Game 3 for SMU.
Wow. Is this their time? Eric Dickerson.
The over of 55.5. Smells good.
What are you sniffing?
It smells good. I like the smell of that over. You can do that, all those games right now with the Circa Sports app. If you or someone you know have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
I'm not taking any sides, but James Carlton is in Webster Groves. And he's online at carltoninsurance.net. And his number is 314-961-4800. He just celebrated his 40th birthday yesterday, and somehow he's been doing this in the St. Louis area for like a decade. I don't know. Building up a business, and the business is based on the customer service. And I don't know how many times, the Sound Story interview I had yesterday, the gentleman goes, I switched to James Carlton, and you weren't kidding. What a difference it makes. And I go, it really does. But I don't think people think of insurance agents the same way they think of other industries. But you can have a difference in quality of service and quality of looking out to save you money. That's what James and his staff does. Go to carltoninsurance.net or call 314-961-4800. That's James Carlton at the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. If your insurance costs a leg and arm, call James Carlton State Farm. Ladies and gentlemen, Chairman Kurt has the median home price in Cottleville now.
Okay.
According to Redfin, we're at 406 in Cottleville.
So it's higher in Cottleville than
Doug,
Webster?
big win for Gary Pinkle's cell phone etiquette?
Considerably more expensive.
I think Cotterville has more newer homes than Webster.
Oh, they do. But still, Webster's in a pricier area in general.
But they probably have a lot of older homes that aren't worth much.
Into the 636, I said median, not average, you ass.
Uh-oh. So average would probably be much higher in Webster.
Yeah, and the proximity to that Olive and Oak Burger.
According to Zillow, average in Webster, 413, Cottleville, 451.
Oh, Cottleville again.
Oh, big W. It's a big W.
Who's appraising those, Steve?
Could be. Where are all these homes in Webster that aren't worth that much in this current market?
I think it's a carport issue.
Oh, yeah, could be.
I don't know.
Luxury carports.
They keep them hidden.
Oh, you want to show those off?
Yeah. Just the 2 posts in front, mostly.
That's all it is.
The side door on the house.
What a moment. Doug needs to apologize. That's from Shooter McGavin. Doug, would you like to apologize?
Yeah, I guess I should, because I would have bet Webster had far greater average home price in Cottleville. I guess I haven't driven around Cottleville enough to see some of the big houses.
Too good for it?
It's just kind of out of my way. I'm not really there for any particular reason.
You want me to pick you up later? We'll go do a couple laps?
Yeah, let's just go driving around Cottleville.
Our barnstorming tour.
The problem is it's the other side of Kirkham and Brentwood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The north side, right?
North side of Webster is the...
Wrong side of the tracks?
Apparently
I
so,
guess.
according to the 314.
Every house I seem to see in Webster is $1 million or more.
Buzz, see my statement holds true. Iggy skinned town. That's from Buzz.
Gosh.
He's celebrating a victory.
Yeah. This is going to hurt Webster's image when they hear that their homes aren't worth as much as those in Cottleville, and their town has skin like Iggy.
That's going to keep a lot of people away.
Breezeway is back. He's not happy with us. And Hunchback of Castle. NFL is shared revenue. You dolts. Hunt's net worth doesn't change with some St. Louis Chiefs fans. Jesus.
I just don't like it, dude. Like it annoys me that it annoys me. I understand it's a personal problem. You do what you want. It just annoys me.
Yeah, it does.
Like the Chiefs thing really annoys me.
You don't need a reason, Jackie. Don't listen to these people. You can
Jackie.
hate what you want.
Anyone call you Jackie?
No.
No. This is the first time ever?
Really?
I mean, people have said it, but no.
I mean, I just do it after every break. I say, how much time I got, Jackie boy?
You can call me whatever.
Oh, okay.
I get called a lot of things.
These other names like Pale and Powder, they don't bother you?
I mean, Pale is true. No denying that. So you got to take that. But no, Jackson, Jack, JB. Berkey, yeah. Okay. Big Daddy Jack.
For the record, per Sportico, the NFL shares 34% of each team's ticket revenue to a general pool. 67% does not. So 67% of the $20.5 billion in 2023 NFL revenue was distributed in equal parcels to 32 teams.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
They print money.
Yes, they do.
Go Ravens. Stephen Wildwood. Kai made the down payment for you on the ring. I used Jackson's social security number in case you default. It will go on his credit report. Congrats, that's the worst. It was wacko.
That's nice.
There's a high concentration of $350,000 houses south of I-44 in Webster. That's likely driving that median. That's from DJ Jazzy Jeff, Albert Pujols. No one cares about people in Webster below 44 and north of Kirkham. My dad was an engineer and all of his contractors lived in Cottleville. From Sniffin' Holes.
This anecdotal evidence, it's not going to hold.
Cottleville craps on old-ass Webster. Doug, when it come get your ass ate in Cottleville, my treat.
My treat. Was that the leggy blonde again?
Like you were on
Mr. Siders. He didn't like that
Mr.
Jackson keeps
Siders.
his club face open.
Like you were going to be on the hook for that.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, you get to play in front of Mark Hensby, who finished in the top 10 in all 4 majors in 2005. Doug, is that right?
I don't know.
And Michael Wellington today.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun.
It's ball striking day.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun.
Marshall Falk's in the group in front of us.
Yeah.
We'll talk it over with him.
Sure.
We'll talk about Rob Desir.
Yeah.
He didn't like him.
You want to talk about Rob Desir?
Hit into him if he's playing slow.
Send a message.
Ooh, I don't know about all that. I'm just going to mind my P's and my Q's out there. I'm just really excited.
Well, yeah, we got the Pro-Am for the Ascension Charity Classic, which gets underway tomorrow. And Jackson and I are playing in that. Balls in the air 110, 120, balls in the air 110. Are you going to come out and watch, Doug? See how we play?
No, I'm terribly busy. I don't have a thing to do, but I'm too busy for that.
You got to get out there early, get to the range, and hit some balls next to Stricker and give him some pointers.
Compress.
Okay.
People aren't going to be out there watching, are they?
I mean, I have a lot of fans.
People are allowed at the Pro-Ams to watch.
Really? Is that right?
I believe.
Oh, I'd love to have my...
So if I make a...
yeah, you can wave to the gallery.
No, there won't be a big gallery.
There were people watching last year, I will say that. I mean, it was a handful, and they were mainly there just to see John Daly. And by handful, I mean, I want to emphasize 3.
Okay.
All right, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Midday! To me, Tim is the radio whisperer, just making everybody around him better. You want to know who's upsetting me? That's who. Kind of tough to win email of the day when I got filtered yesterday. Blueberry Pop Pop, more like Blueberry Big Poopy Face.
Oh.
Disturbing trend of his doing anything to keep that email of the day winning streak record. Guess what? I talked to KMOX. I can make a deal with them and still get my butchy emails read. That's from Buzz Tiz Cherry.
Buzz Tiz Cherry.
Don Cherry?
It could be related.
This is the St. Louis. We are Chiefs Kingdom. Around these parts, we have always bled red and gold, especially since the Chiefs started winning in 2019. It's simply a coincidence that people started rooting for the Chiefs after they went to 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. When another likable Midwestern team like the Colts or Bengals starts winning a bunch, this will become Colts Kingdom or Bengals Country. In the 90s, St. Louis was filled with diehard Packers fans, i.e. the Plowboy, who grew up 400 miles away from Wisconsin. He loved Green Bay so much that he actually called Roger Goodell to complain about the refs, like Miss Butler, who once called Doug to put him in his place. Due to Peyton Manning's success, St. Louis was Colts and Broncos country at various times. One day this will be Lions, Titans, or Vikings country too if those teams ever get really good. We're bandwagon fans because the entire city is made up of chubby simps looking for an excuse to eat chicken wings on Sunday afternoons. Bravo to Jackson for putting those front-running fake Chiefs fans in their place. I stand with the pale one. We are loyal to the soil. Funny story about that, actually. We used to use that phrase all the time in college. Loyal to the soil was our motto when the frisky frat boys used to explore each other's stinky mud caverns.
Oh.
It's from the JV golf coach.
Gosh, he got vile there. JV golf coach.
There are a lot of good reporters. Thanks, and Young. That's from number 1 Asian intern Brian Henshin. They don't do a lot, but they're good at what they do. Brian Henshin, Doug.
Brian Henshin.
Hey, y'all. Way back when Inside STL was posting the Champions League standings, email the day standings, I wrote in and ripped the show. Tim bypassed my fake name and read my name, and I won. So my name was put on the front page of Inside STL for a month next to Uncle Carl's double-sided fleshlight and the West County Turkey Baster. I had some splaining to do. Thanks, that's Eric Jablonski.
Sure it is.
The Blues had a netminder named...
Eric Jablonski.
Was it Pat?
Pat Jablonski. One Eric's brother.
Harry Davis Payne.
Harry Davis Payne. I was kicked back enjoying a Banty Brew, remembering a simpler time, thinking you boys all look so cute on the can. I decided to cut out your characters to make little action figures. Anyway, Banty Brew Doug and Banty Brew Jackson were passionately kissing, and Banty Brew Iggy lowered his head to 50% crestfallen and nicked my ween, causing a little cut. Now I have bandage up ween, and every time I get hard, the Band-Aid rips off. That ever happen to you, Doug? Got to scoot Doug's microphone shadow.
Doug's microphone shadow.
I like that one.
And finally, I'm not going to be much good to you today after seeing Pearl Jam at Madison Square Garden last night. I won't bore you with the set list notes, except Iggy will be happy to hear they covered the Dead Boys Sonic Reducer in the encore, and Steven Van Zandt, a.k.a. Little Steven, a.k.a. Silvio Dante, came on stage and jammed during Rockin' in the Free World. Word around the campfire was that Howard Stern and his wife Beth were in the house, but I only saw Baba Booey. Harrowing interview with Dustin in the 9 o'clock hour. Put that in the skeleton ASAP. If you ever need a healthy dose of perspective, just cue that interview up. Thank you, Dustin. Okay, got to wrap this up so I can fly back to St. Louis to catch King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard at the factory tonight. That's a real band name, not one of Iggy's made-up bands like Bon Scon Scoobian or Little Bob Steve Non. I'm pretty sure it's sold out, but if you need tickets, I'm sure the bot who hacked Iggy's friend Jesse has some extras. That's Jesse with an IE.
Oh.
I don't know if he wins his last name out there. He plays softball, the Loopster. You know Eric Diedrichsen. I know he doesn't mind having his name out there because he won the Lisa and Danny game. Oh, he's upset that I said his government name. Better call Thompson Coburn. He can get in line behind Cole Licks. Thanks, that's from Buck Swope, and that's what we have.
Okay.
For the Design Air Heating and Cooling email the day.
There's a couple that were pretty good, but I thought Buck Swope there at the end was the best. Buck Swope gets my vote.
Yeah, I was leaning toward Henshin because it was short and sweet. But Henshin, or you lose out Henshin to a Swope. That's
Buck Swope!
Congratulations.
Buck Swope has won his first September email of the month. Win day.
Bill.
Shrubs.
I wonder if Eddie Vedder still throws tambourines out during that song.
That's a good question, though.
Well, Neil Young came on and did Rockin' the Free Roll. He just kept, roadie guy kept throwing him tambourines. He was throwing them into the crowd.
Heart of gold.
Would you rather
That
have
was
a
really
souvenir
good.
tambourine or a baseball? Baseball at a Cardinal game or a souvenir tambourine?
Probably a tambourine from Eddie Vedder.
Oh, would you? Okay. God, it's raining tambourines out here.
Well, he'd catch them like nothing, too. He'd be like 50 feet away. The roadie just throw it to him over his head. Boom, into the crowd it went.
I just went to the YouTube chat. Jackson is such a lib. That's just from Bud. That's the last comment. It's the last comment.
It's kind of guys who would say that to me and then comment, bud.
Bud. That sounds like a Hoosier when you use that word. Hey, bub.
Jackson and I will get called Bud for the next hour because we're going to be on Balloon Party on 101 ESPN, and you're going to hold St. Louis Chiefs fans accountable? That's
I have to.
Hunchback of Von Castle put in a request for you to do it.
I'm only going to do it if they provoke me.
Just do it.
You'll tell them not to watch the game tonight.
No, do whatever you want.
I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. Or NBC. It's on NBC.
Okay.
I literally, while we were doing the show, got a notification that Peacock went up to $13.99. I feel like I get these every other week. I get a new...
Today seems like intentional, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I
All
think
day
the
long.
game tomorrow is exclusively on Peacock.
I won't participate in that.
I get those, but they don't seem to ever go up. Seems like I get one every other week from Netflix that is going up. I'm still paying $7.99 a month.
I don't know, man. That's
If you,
quite
get
a
the,
time.
if you get the ads, I think it stays. Maybe it stays lower.
No, Netflix doesn't have ads.
I think I've seen ads on my Netflix shows.
I don't think so.
I pay for the most expensive one. I shouldn't, but I do.
That's a humble brag. It's 10:02. We got to go. I just don't have a choice.
Okay,
Gotta
gosh.
be
Oh.
for Jackson, Better Burkett, Chairman Kurt, Kenneth Iggy Strode, my brother Kevin Douglas Sullivan, Tim McCurdy. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen. Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s. And now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hanna with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people